Good evening. There we go. Good evening, everybody. It has been a bit. And tonight, we're probably going to be finishing up more Kirby Super Star. Fortunately, did crush it away in one stream, which I'm kind of surprised about. Like, again, I know this game at the back of my hand, and the Great Cave Offensive, just poor run-through. Got lost, misplaced some rooms, it's really weird. I find that really weird because, like, you know, it's a first. You probably hear this a lot, but I swear this never happens. Never happened to me before. So with that being said, we're gonna probably finish off Kirby Super Star night with Milky Way Wishes and then the Arena, and of course the other two sub games, which one I'll do pretty well in, the other will kick my ass. So with that, we'll get on, and depending on how much time left we have tonight, we might do some more Pokemon. So without any further ado, why don't we just zoop on over this screen into the game itself. So yeah, 72% with the last... I can't find the last, like, yeah, quarter of the game is all Milky Way Wishes. I also find it funny how, again, Great Cave Offensive is, like, the biggest percentage thing. Because in order to max this game out, you have to find everything in the Great Cave Offensive. So it's a fun little, percentage bloat, for lack of a better word. I know, is it really bloat? Is it not? Who knows? Yeah, Milky Way Wishes. Which is, again, a pretty, self-explanatory plot. Actually, hold on. Let's see what the, everything else is here. So the fact that you can kind of speedrun the Knight's Revenge, or the Revenge of Meta Knight, it makes sense how it tracks your final time. It works. As for the Great Cave Offensive, I just want to see, like, what everything else here tracks. Okay, so this one shows you all the treasures. Nine Blade probably has all the exits. No, just a score. Spring Breeze. Yeah, just score makes sense. I also find it funny, just for, like, my... Wait, how does this have, like, an unknown level? Like, I was gonna say, oh, maybe Gourmet Race is 2-star, Dynablade is a 3-star, and that doesn't seem right for me for its difficulty, given, how much trouble it's caused me in the past. But, like, yeah, no, I find it funny, it's just, how does it have, like, an unknown level? And the fact that, again, I'm glad it tracks your win and losses. I wish my original cart still kept my win-loss record from who knows when on a save file, because I would legitimately want to know how many losses I racked up over the years. Yeah, without any more stalling, yeah, let's head off to Milky Way Wishes. Now, for the longer-time viewers, you'll probably know that I've, like, used a lot of this game's, like, soundtrack. This song especially was my first stream intro and BRB screen. Whenever I think of, like, space and the vastness of space, this is the theme. One day in the year, the sun and moon fought day and night. I love how everything's in sepia. Hey, again, Marks, if you know, you know, I fucking love this demonic little jester. You need to ask the giant comet Nova for help. Yeah, again, I like the fact that he's just introduced. Like, right here, right now, like you're supposed to know him. So, clearly he's gonna be the bad guy. But first things first, to ask Nova, we must gather power from all the stars around us. It'll be difficult, Kirby, but you can do it. We're all counting on you. Good luck. So yeah, why the sun and moon are fighting, who knows? Who cares? It's just the setup. But yeah, no, I love, like, this title screen theme alone. It's great. I need to double check who the composer for this game is, and more specifically, this song. But yeah, the whole gimmick, and you know what, since whoop, wrong button. And since our whole gimmick here has been looking at tutorials, let's finally see the Milky Way Wishes tutorial. Yeah, they just rip out the, the one central thing that you've been doing this whole game. Just rip it out. Don't worry, there's a better way to do it. It's called the Deluxe Copy ability. By touching the Deluxe Copy characters, Kirby acquires that ability forever. You can select the acquired abilities by pressing Start. Oh, whoops. Whoops, well, yeah, I guess that kind of shows off everything. Man, this looks... wow. This screen is really sluggish with the controller I have. This is actually going to be a wee bit of a problem. But yeah, no, I love the map screen here. And now the kicker is, you can do these levels in any order you want. Personally, you know what? No, personally, I prefer starting at, I think this is a Floria, and then go all the way to Half Moon. But no, you know what? Let's do it differently. Let's do this differently. We're gonna start at Half Moon and work through these levels backwards. I never do it this way. Which is a shame, because one, I think they escalate in, like, difficulty. Where, you know, Half Moon is the hardest and everything else gets easier. But, like, Half Moon has, like, a screen I just enjoy. Ow! But yeah, no, Half Moon is, like, a concept of, like, a plant that's, like, literally half collected, half destroyed. I, like, think it's so well done. Like, for a finale... Yeah, for a finale, it just works. And then there's the fact that they're just, you know, throwing all the hardest enemies they can at you. Now, if you take this Warp Star, you can, like, go halfway through the level. But you know what? I never like doing it. I find it too easy. Ow, ow, ow! Dick. Yeah, I find it too easy, so I'm gonna do this the hard way and play some Operation. Ooh! Ooh! And again, just to, like, demonstrate how, like, how much of a, you know, fallen apart, you know, pretty much gas giant, essentially, that Half Moon is. They bring back, you know, Metamite, the Revenge of Meta Knight as a theme. Which, again, I think works really well. Now, normally, again, I play through this level, like, having most of my abilities for puzzle solving down pat. But since I don't have that right now, I really have to, like, struggle to, you know, figure things out. I still wonder what that pop is. Like that, you know, sucker, or not sucker, that, wow, yeah, popsicle. Still have to figure out what flavor that is. A part of me wants to say banana fudge, but, like, it looks more like a typical butterscotch thing, you know? There's gotta be something... Nope, just more cards. But no, the fact that, you know, this tile set really isn't used all that much in the until this part of the game. Like, yeah, there's some secrets that, like, use these, use this, like, star thing, like, hidden rooms. But the fact that this, like, makes up half the level, again, this just works as, I think, a finale. The fact you have the freedom to, like, do these in any order, I think really helps sell the exploration here. You know, the fact that Kirby, whoa! That could be bad. I think Samir, yes. Okay, our first ability of this entire playthrough, Mirror. Not a bad one. But with, wow, I've lost my train of thought when it comes to, like, Half Moon. But, oh yeah, no. Since you can, like, get every single, ability on a whim, and, you know, swap through them whatever you want, I'm just starting to think about this now, like, Kirby as a puzzle game could kind of work, you know? Like they already do, like Dreamland 3, a bunch of other stuff here. There's puzzle elements. There's puzzle elements to the whole series. But I'm kind of surprised that, you know, after getting the ability to, like, find other abilities and use them at will, this also means, like, getting certain partners you want at will. I really think that of all games, you know what? We're not taking the Warp Star here. We're taking the long way around. Because you get to miss out on some food and some goodies. No, the fact that, again, you can select them, use them, get rid of them at any time, you know, it really does help sell and add up, you know, a bunch of stuff. Like, oh, hold on. Excuse me. You know, the fact that, again, you can pick, choose, use whatever you want, I really surprised that the team didn't really lean into the puzzle solving with this game a lot more. Because I feel like you really could. Like, you could have a lot of fun with it. Anyway, yeah, you could just skip all that and go straight to the bosses. And since we really don't have to... Whoop, nope. You know what? Samir, kick some ass. Ah, shit. I have no idea what happened there or how, Right, you can't, Right, you can't even get powers back from your, like, little friends there. I know Ninja's here somewhere. Yeah, near the top. But no, having Mirror, like, I think Mirror does a better job than Beam of being, like, a simple but effective ability with some fun flavor. It's also neat that they share the same hat, just to, you know, rectify that. I wonder if in later entries, Mir gets... Whoa. If Mir gets, like, a similar treatment. Nope. Oh, I can't guard. For once, like, your limited ability to guard is gone. Yep, ninja. Man, for, like, one of the fun, rare abilities of Biospark being, like, legitimately one of the hardest-hitting enemies in the game. For, like, you know, random mooks. Like, I just got a Zuna dropped just at the beginning. So, like, I can only imagine... Yeah, yeah, I don't know what else to add, or what else to really add to that, of just Ninja being, like, the Ninja Biospark enemies being so powerful. So the fact that it's, like, the final ability you can unlock if you play this, like, level, I know, chronologically, for lack of a better word. So, yeah, despite that they get that, it's kind of like, you know, a little letdown, or it's also the fact this is a penultimate ability. I also just realized that Ninja Kirby here is has, like, shading. Oh, one other thing to note. Yeah, the computer virus. Let's find out how much damage this does. Not much. 52 there. Ow! Let's see if I can do that again. Nope, 6 damage for the slash. Yeah, you know what? Monks typically do well against wizards. So yeah, that's a pretty fair matchup. It makes sense why they would retreat. 5 damage a shot. Only 20 damage. Yeah, Ninja doesn't have that much power aside from this. Where it's, oh, 92. That actually hit like a truck. Now, the hardest part of this fight is legit, if you're doing this copulous, is legitimately just waiting for a projectile you can absorb and keeping it. I could have got Hammer. Oh, well, this is still doing quite a lot of damage. Yeah, let's just wrap that up. Oh, no, one more cycle will do it. But yeah, no, one thing I really like for the penultimate boss, if you, again, play this in order, is that, you know, you fight a familiar boss that had unique gimmicks, but then they just throw a harder version of it at you. For, like, no reason. Got 3 humor points. I could use that. Courage points. I could use a lot of that. Greediness points. Fever point. What would it... Okay. Happy smile. I could probably use that. Love points. But yeah, no, that's level 1 cleared away. Or last level. So yeah, things noted. I have like a nasty habit of misinterpreting like a bunch of older CRT sprites. Like, I've always had a hard time reading them. I'm just noticing now, I always thought Ninja Kirby's sprite was like Kirby doing like some type of drop kick. But no, now that I look at it, it's just Kirby pulling out a ninja knife, or like a kunai. Okay, and shading. That's it. That's all it is. Kind of embarrassed by that. But no, I really like how Computer Virus being the last, like, fight here, you know, kind of ties into Nova. It's, again, a unique fight. They make it harder for, like, the only example. Or, like, the only example of this game getting harder. Or, like, boss refights in this game, because, spoiler warning, you refight a lot of bosses in this game mode. Which, on one hand, it's a little disappointing you're not getting much in the way of unique fights. But as, like, an almost farewell to the game, I think it's fun. Also with Mechai, I'm not gonna lie, I legitimately love this name. I know there's nothing down here, but I just like chilling here. You know, it's like, you know, Kirby just chilling outside of a skyscraper before, you know, going down doing his ninja shit. But no, Mechai's a fun name. Fortunately, I think it has something harder puzzle-solving stuff here. Can I get into the door? Yes, I can. Whoop. I mean, do I really need the food? No, but the extra life could be helpful. I know, I already kind of bit the whole no-death run. Which, again, I'm disappointed in. I think last time I had a completely pure no-death run of this game. Ow. Azuna drop in. Yay, that worked. That worked really well. Nope. Well, no more Capsule J. Also, I've never known the name of, like, those little orb carrot enemies. But I've always liked them. I always find how they just, like, literally surge up electricity. I can't quite get the extra life, but you know what? Invincibility works. We're just gonna bird off over this way. You know what? Since we have the invincibility... Oh, instead of, you know, having to, you know, operation our way through this. Why don't we just do that? It's fun. Ow. So, well, at least Burnout's not going to cause us too many problems here. Nope, we still have to go a little further in the level. But yeah, that guy's going to piss off, not really deal with us. But no, again, I just really like how this, you know, Kirby's always been, like, vaguely, like, space-themed. You know, stars and whatnot. But with everything, but with that, it's still fun. I still have, like, nothing, like, it's fun. And I like how Milky Way Wishes kind of plays into that, you know? Well, I just need to, there we go. Well, before I get blown away, why don't we just go up and get the next copy ability? I think it's Yo-Yo. Also, Gaim wearing those, wearing like a black hat. It's fun. But I think I'll use Yo-Yo for the rest of the rest of this level. Man, this move is so much easier to do on a control stick. You could also, I could have just flown up, but I mean, there's an elevator. Flying looks tedious, you know? Sometimes you just need to do that. I can't even get it. What a tease. Bully guy for his lunch money, you can't get his lunch. Probably gonna have to knock that out again. Let's grab you. Ow. Ooh. Just some food, okay. But no, that guy's a fun... Ow, you. No. I'm throwing people. I'm using... I just realized, okay... Even though it's, like, done with a throw, I would so love it if, Yo-Yo ability, one of your moves that you could do later on, would be to basically grab someone with the Yo-Yo ability. You know what, let's do this again. I don't think I missed anything, but this base is easy enough. Especially with Yo-Yo. Yeah, Yo-Yo makes this so much easier. Just because, again, good range, goes through walls. But no, I'd love for the Yo-Yo ability. Basically, you could grab an enemy. You could just grab an enemy and just whip them around like a yo-yo to use them as a flail against other people. And we'll keep yo-yo. Nope. We're gonna do... No, for the longest time, again, Mr. Frosty here, I know he's supposed to be a seal, but for the longest time, I always thought he was a dog. Ugh! Did not mean to get command grab there. Anyway, let's finish him off for good, because we're probably gonna have to find another one. But no, there are tons of palette swaps in this game mode, and I am all for it. I love... It's weird. It's the weirdest thing to, like, adore in video games. Like, any palette swaps, just to see what kind of zany colors, like, can come up next. Oh, ow, 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 ow! Yeah, don't block next to a grappler. They're just gonna command grab you. Okay, you know what? Yeah, what are you gonna do now? Oh, I missed the timing up. Man, that could have turned out so cool. Just, you know, yo-yo up a Hadouken and just whip it back at the guy, but no. You know what? Chef might be helpful here. Wow. But I'm gonna have Gaim kick some ass real quick. Again, I don't know if it's supposed to be Jim or Gaim. I'm gonna go with Gaim because that sounds more, you know, more like a robot. Okay, kick his ass, Gaim. Kick his ass. You got this. Whoa. You got it. You got it. Just hang in there. Don't mind the concussion. And while he's dead, we can get at least 2 more food stuffs out of this. Again, I never wonder if those are supposed to be like actual edible arrangements or just cookies. We'll take Yo-Yo back. Now, I think the third one to the left, right, or to the right is going to be like the actual boss door. So we're going to avoid that one for now. Okay, again, Poppy Bros, again, this is a fun recolor. There's so many fun recolors in this game. I think this is why I have like an attachment to just like alternate colors in games in general. Ah, shit, I need plasma. Hopefully, will you drop plasma for me? Yeah, one of my favorite things in, like, all of gaming is just alternate costumes for the main characters. Smash does it well. There we go. Yeah, Smash Bros. Does it amazingly. Anton Blast, recent memory, just having all that's cool. Kirby Squeak Squad. I should play that at some point. Yeah, Kirby Squeak Squad, just having that, like, those abilities on tap. This is bonkers. Yes, it is. We're in the right spot. Yeah, Kirby Squeak Squad, just having, like, so many alternate palettes for Kirby is great. I should play that. I might play... You know what? I might play that later. Might take a bit to set up, but I'm probably going to play it later. Also, because we can... We're just going to cripple Heavy Lobster a bit. Okay. Get rid of Plasma Wisp. Sorry, buddy. Ow! No, damn it. He's going ham. No, you don't. Well, we're gonna feed him with paint, Kirby, so we can't really blind him. Clang, clang, clang. I always like when enemies have fun footstep sounds. Now, you may think paint Kirby is just, you know, at this point, just gonna, you know, splash buckets of paint on him. Now we're just gonna heave a heavy-ass full paint can inside its, like, cranial unit and just cave it in. At this point. But yeah, no, that's a shame that Plasma Wisp went way too ham there. I was hoping to blind it, stumble a bit, have some fun, but guess not. Yeah, maybe I'll do Squeak Squad after this. Anyway, this, in terms of, like, all the, in terms of, like, favorite levels in Milky Way Wishes, Kavos is one of my least favorites. I don't like Hot Beat either. Like, you know, it makes sense, you know, sun knockoff planet. I know, I think this is one of those games where, you have so much you can do with, because, again, you have fucking space to, like, to really go off of here. For, like, your entire theming. Okay, next boss is someone I want Plasma Wisp to go ham on. But yeah, I know, you have so many, like, things to go with on space. And I think only, like, Mechai and Half Moon really give it justice, you know? Because, again, like, everything else seems to be kind of a rehash of everything we've seen so far. And sure, the Great Cave Offensive, like, has a lot of cave stuff, but it does so much with that. Like, again, you go from actual caves to the actual, just Lost City of Atlantis. Plasma Wisp, you're gonna do what you do best. Or just Poppy Bros can just knock himself out. That works too, I guess. Oh, you know what? Perfect timing. I'm gonna use Bomb. Again, Bomb's one of those, like, again, relatively simple abilities, but just works. You know, there's that, you know, Fist of the North Star meme. You call throwing dynamite a martial art. And, you know, people are complaining about that, but hey, it works. And you know what? I can't blame them. Sometimes you just need copious amounts of explosives to just solve your problems. But yeah, no, just in terms of, like, level design, again, they all kind of work. But again, everything is, oh, Andy heard me. Everything here very much boils down to single, you know, biome planets. Which, again, you have the entirety of space. Like, sure, it works, I guess. I need hammer or stone, and I have none of those. No, I wonder if this works. Yeah, this is just what my favorite things to do, is just loot bombs continuously. Doesn't do much. Oh, never mind. So yeah, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Probably Hammer is the most busted ability in this game. Because this is the most powerful attack in the game. And you can just keep getting it back. So you have the hardest hitting move in the game on tap with none of the drawbacks aside from maybe a bit of time. Part of me wishes I didn't go through Half Moon just because, you know, I can show off how much this can melt someone. But yeah, and I don't like pulling that off against Marks either, because it just seems kind of cheap. You know, just take the best move in the game and just go ham. Yeah, it kind of blows my mind how much Hammer also falls in that, like, simple but effective. Okay, you just take a hammer to someone's skull. What is there to really say? It's literally just bonk. Bonk, get concussed, idiot, Lamau. But yeah, it doesn't hurt that Hammer has, like, a very punchy sound in this game. You know what? I just want to show you, again, let's melt Mr. Frosty. Yeah, 1/4 of his health. Health is deleted. And the hammer toss there, the hammer flip, that's just me showing off. Yeah, hammers are typically supposed to... Actually, I just realized, every game where that I can think of off the top of my head, where a hammer is a projectile weapon. Okay, that's 2. Mario 3 and this game. Okay? Throwing hammers as a projectile weapon is always like the meta... It's like a meta strategy almost. And sure, maybe for the enemy, like maybe as the enemies. Yeah, in most Mario games, Hammer Brothers are some of the hardest enemies to deal with just because their hammer arcs are so hard to like jump on people. Oh, hello. And yeah, hammer toss, half his health, and I don't want to deal with you anymore. Ooh. I didn't even know his hand had a hitbox. Guess it worked. But yeah, as a player, as an enemy, if, you know, someone's just throwing hammers at you, that's it. That's the best strategy in the game. That just works. It works surprisingly well. I don't get it. You gotta, yep, perfect. Oh, no, I kind of want that. Okay, despawn. My opportunity's gone. Knock you out. Can I get to the top? Ow. But no, like, Kavos, unfortunately, like, I find this one of the weaker levels in, like, in this chapter, just because, again, there's so many, it mostly boils down, instead of, like, you know, being like a miniature version of the Great Cave Offensive, where, you know, the puzzle solving could really come into its own. It just doesn't. And instead, you just get what amounts to a mini-boss rush. But again, a mech guy, you get the same thing. It's just at that point, you know, pick and choose. It's an even more straightforward version of this. Which isn't necessarily a good thing. Because, yeah, you're gonna go to the blue hallway with, you know, a relatively straightforward, you know, water puzzle, you know? Like, there's not much else here, you know? I do think this is one of the weaker, like, levels in this game. Which, again, there's nothing wrong with that, it's just... I don't know. This is kind of like a forgettable one for me. Same with Hot Beat. Maybe it's because I just don't like lava levels for that one. I could just be really biased. Where do you lead? Oh, right, stone. Again, the premier Simple But Awesome, my goat, my favorite, for boring people, rock. Poor, predictable rock. But no, I really like how in later entries, they at least tried to give Stone Kirby something to do. But yeah, no, also, something to point out here. Final boss of entire game mode. Normal boss here. So yeah, let's beat Wham Bam Rock as a rock. That'd be a little quicker on the draw there. Yeah, still hits like a truck. And again, the one thing I always liked as a kid for Stone Kirby is that for like most of the moves, you could just, you know, stay as the rock and not really deal with anything. Like, again, you could just ignore most of the damage. Now, yeah, you're not the phase we're gonna reform. And yeah, we beat a rock with a rock. That rocks. But yeah, no, we're making pretty good progress. It's just, again, the Great Cave Offensive, like, it is the biggest part of the game. A part of me thinks that pacing-wise, Great Cave Offensive probably should have been the finale. I don't know, like, just for how big this level is. Or, like, how big it is, I feel like they should have done, like, a lot more with it. Like, the bosses aren't as hard. I don't know why it's, like, the middle-of-the-road game. Like, levels are harder, they're bigger, requires a lot more exploration, more puzzle solving. And sure, Meta Knight's Revenge are racing the clock. But, like, even then, I never felt, like, pressured for time. I even had a means to challenge Meta Knight. Oh, this is gonna be hard. You know, I know you're not supposed to go up here without, like, you know, invincibility. And I know there's nothing up there. You know, it's one of those things like you try because you can, you know? Now, what I need is the invincibility candy that's up ahead. Also, let's get Rock back. Yeah, invincibility candy up ahead. Ow! And then you gotta do this. Because somehow, that is like the one stone brick you can actually go through. I will never understand it. Fire here? Yeah, there should be... Yeah, no, there should be something here. Is that the next screen? I do like that design for Birding Leo. There we are, fire. Again, the weakest of the element Kirby's here, which is a shame. Like, it does take a lot for me not to enjoy... It takes a lot for me not to enjoy, like, fire as, like, you know... as a damage thing. Or as, like, a strategy. Like, again, I always say, and I sound like a broken record at this point, if there's something that lets me torch something alive, I tend to gravitate towards it. But here, just no, it's nothing, it's gone. Ow! Unfortunately, fire doesn't make you immune to your own fire. And this is just gonna block the path. What did I say? What did I say? Anyway. Yeah, let's at least keep fire. We're gonna go with this. Every one we unlock, we're gonna stick with. You know, use it to get to the next one. Because again, I know, it's fun. It's fun enough. Just to kind of, like, alter through and kind of, like, commit to this. It's also nice going through this game in reverse order. Kind of makes me, you know, appreciate everything else. You gonna... Yep, you can piss off, please and thank you. Oh, this is one of the harder ones to actually get. I think I may actually have to break my own rule here. Because, like, how else am I supposed to get this? Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay, I have an idea. Yeah, it depends on the angle, but I think I can get... Yeah, I think I can get Mirror Kirby. Get the angle right. There we go! There we go, that works. Ouch! Hate to not use fire for this, but oh well. Definitely use fire for the next one, though. You know, fire tends to do really well against bugs. You're gonna charge at me! Ah! Okay, you know what? Yeah, that's what. Suplex. Again, one of my favorite abilities in this game. Like, all my favorite abilities in this game so far are just the moves that let me do so much zany shit. With, yeah, it's the moves that let me do so much zany shit with, like, the copy abilities and, like, you know, have an actual moveset. Rocks, again, Stone's the one exception to this. It very much is. But, I don't know, I think there's, like, fun about just having so many options. And Suplex, just, you know... I always like, again, throwing shit back at people. I always like throwing shit back at people. Like, if there's something that lets me, like, deflect, like, other moves back at someone, like, I tend to gravitate towards that as, like, something I like. And unlike Throw Kirby or, like, regular Kirby, this one does have such style that it becomes, like, very interesting. I know, like, Mirror doesn't... Mirror, the one thing that actually should embody the Reflect thing. And again, it does. It reflects some enemy projectiles. But, like, it's not, it's so situational, really, Mirror's reflectability. Like, it has the best guard in the game. You can't break it. You don't take chip damage. It's, like, the best defensive ability in the game. Actually, you know what? Arguably. That's even arguable, because Stone just kind of exists. I don't know, at least, you know what? I'll give Mirror credit. It's not as strong, but it's easier to use. So, yeah, I'd say Mirror is, like, the most offensive ability in the game. Because at the very least, you can, you know, go off your defense. And, you know, you can go between defense and offense really well. You won't hit as hard. Now I forget. Oh, Chameleoar. Right. I was wondering who you have to fight here. Anyway, since we do have... Ow. Since we have access to paint, we're just gonna use paint instead. Stop jump. There we go. Goodbye. No more champ belt. Do we have to deal with this invincibility? Sure. Hold on. Nice try. But I know, just using paint. It's such a rare ability, so every chance I get to use it, I want to take it and run. I'm so glad they had a hidden ability in this game. It just adds a lot to the game. You know, like what you can discover. You know, keeps that wonder alive, you know? Because you can probably play through this game a couple times and not even find out that this ability exists. Because who would think to inhale this? It just seems like a regular-ass projectile. Let alone having this with Heavy Lobster, you know? It's trying to show off. It failed. Still not that much damage, surprisingly. Now, one more paint ability to finish it off. I'm gonna say you're gonna turn blue if this doesn't kill you. Or if it doesn't make you change your color. Guess we'll never know. I mean, a part of me wishes there was more hidden abilities, but I'm glad we at least have paint. Like, it gets all used on bosses, it has, like, does some fun color-changing effects. Okay, I feel like it earns its welcome, so to speak. Let's see if my tea's cold enough. Oh god, that's still really hot. That's still hot, that needs to vent out. Boy, next up. Good old... I can't remember the name of this planet. Scott. Kind of obvious, but I probably also should have expected that. And I do like this theme. I like how, like, peppy and fun it is. I know, part of me wants to, like, set this music to, like, some, oh yeah. Suplex's last ability we had. Let's have some fun with it. Boof. Like, again, this is a fun ability. You're just literally gonna throw shit. I would not be surprised if... Oh, not this crap again. No double shoot. Can I? Nope. Okay, plan B. Wait, why didn't I think of this sooner? Since this is low enough, we can just do that. Yeah, shame Suplex can't open that up. You gonna do something? No? You know, I feel like I just robbed a family who was just vibing. And yes, I use the term just vibing, but, like, what else do you really call it? They were just doing their own shit. Oh, damn it. Yeah, they were just out there doing their own thing. Like, I really don't know, like, what else to, Unfortunately for this... Yeah, unfortunately for this, though, I have to literally race the clock. But yeah, just that one room. They were probably... You see, at least these ones, at least for Wheel, okay? They're, like, driving at me first thing. They're gonna run me over. I feel, you know, less disturbed just kicking the crap out of them. That Capsule J family was doing absolutely nothing wrong. I feel like, yeah, I just committed a home invasion. Now, I've never been able to figure out the, solution to this maze room. I know, it feels like it doubles back on me a lot. Okay, that's not where I need to go. Unfortunately. I like how every room has, like, its little, you know, little opening and theme. Like, this is the sleepy room. The other one was just next to the boss. You know, it just has 2 nukes lying around. This is the cannon room. Back to the start. I also like how they gave Waddle Dee and Waddle Doo. Like, you could have Parasol Waddle Dees, or Waddle Doos. Yeah, Parasol ones are the guys that try to shoot laser beams at you. How's that? Unfortunately, there's one room that has... Okay, this is the room I need. Because after beating you, I forget what ability I get. No, wait, it's not this room. There's a room with birds in it. Nope. Let's go back this way, leave the Poppy Rose to this little ambush. Here we are. Yeah, 3 doors next to some Scarfies. There's something here. And surprise, surprise, all the transport moves. And yes, I'm gonna call Wing Kirby Transport. Because, like, what else are you really doing aside from, you know, flying a bit more efficiently? I know, I've always... It's a weird thing to draw the line since Wing or since Beam and Mirror Kirby literally share, like, a lot more visual design cues. But I did not understand the overlap between why they have both Wing and Jet. I know, it just seems like a weird overlap. Anyway, normally this is a bad matchup, you know, doing, you know, flying type against an electric type. But, I know, I feel like we can make this work. Ah, damn it, I kind of want to shuttle loop. You know what, I just want to see, how much damage does the shuttle loop do? Guess it's really hard to get that opportunity. Maybe if I hit him twice, it'd do more damage. But, like, good luck. Ow. Defeat him with the shuttle loop, okay. I was gonna say, shuttle loop has, like, a name for an attack. That is amazing. Like, Meta Knight pretty much gets one. Meta gets it for, like, his up B and smash. That's always been a potent kill move in that series. This is fun. Like, it's a kick-ass name. I just so disappointed it's relegated to being Bird Kirby. Or Wing Kirby. Anyway, how many abilities? Because I know I don't have 20 yet. Like, I'm not even at 10, I think. Oh, wow. Yeah, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no, 5. Holy shit. Yeah, we're almost done the entire gamut here. Gamut. Gamut, gamut, gamut. Yeah, gamut. Yeah, almost done the entire gamut of, like, all the copy abilities here. Once again. 2, and... yeah, I don't know. Like, Wing has never rubbed me the right way. I have no idea how I sunk that shot, and I would never be able to do it again. If I tried to do that again, I just would not be able to. But yeah, no, with, Whoa! Yeah, no, with Wing, it's fun. This is fun. I like it. Or not. Okay, not that I like it. I think that's just me, like, going kind of weirdly filler. For what it is, I can appreciate it, and it's fun when it works, but, Again, one thing I will always appreciate, of all the moves that work underwater, normally it's the weapon moves, like, you know, sword, hammer, and technically Parasol counts. Yeah, again, I will never understand why they put a Parasol... Why they put the Parasol ability in Kirby. Yeah, we're here. Let's just do this. I don't really have to cheese anything. I can actually use this spot. Because again, you normally have to backtrack get here or do things in different order. Again, you don't really get much. Just, you know, some food and some one-ups. Let's just hit this up again. Where is Parasol? Here we are. But yeah, no, of all the weapon abilities, this is my least favorite. And I think it's just because there's not a lot you can do with it, I think. Oh, I am going to say this. It took me so long to realize that in here, okay, that these are air bubbles underwater. Just a nice, you know, sunny background. Don't understand how, don't ask why there's clouds underwater. Just don't. Okay, don't ask how there's water in the sky like this. It's just how it is here. But no, the introduction of, like, air pockets here, that's always fun. It's always fun to have, like, air pockets out in the middle of nowhere. It's good. Yeah, this is the reason why I like, this, like, little theme right here is why I like Oculus compared to Hot Beat. Because this is just a beach level. We know it's a beach level that deals with air pockets and underwater caves and water. You know, Hot Beat's just a sun. And Kavros could have done this, an underwater cave. You already had the cave part. Oh yeah, I forgot. You just get Atlantis. Yeah, no, I really enjoy how y'all have this part, where if you really, like, explore a bit more. If you explore this a bit more, you actually just get a little side path, and the only thing here is just another weapon. It's just another ability. But you know what? This just adds a lot to it, because yes, of course you deal with Atlantis on a beach planet. It's Atlantis! It's underwater! You know, it has all those ancient Greek, it definitely gives, like, those ancient Greek, pavilion vibes. Or not pavilion. Not Coliseum either. Like, I hate to bring up Overwatch of all things, because I don't remember the actual part about Greece that... Ow. That actually has, like, those, has those buildings. But have you ever seen Ilos in, Overwatch? Like, all those, blue, checkered, flat, you know, buildings. This also gives me, like, those vibes, which, again, it's coastal Greece. Of course you'd have this. Of course this aesthetic works. Yeah, like, Kavos and Hotbeat just don't really do anything else differently. You know what? I can do this, too. Where are you, Sword? Here you are. There we are. On guard. No, Sword... I know, as a kid, okay, I've always liked swords. Who doesn't like swords? Everyone likes swords. But as I grew up, I feel like I kind of, like, moved away from, like, having a sword as, like, my preferred weapon of choice. Like, which is a shame. I know, swords are cool, I guess. I just want to let you know that, that UFO-esque robot flying cyborg enemy is responsible for 2 of my deaths this playthrough. That's not a lot of my deaths. Like, that's most of my deaths. I didn't die that many times. Yeah, by, like, enemy standards, that's one of them. That's, like, one of the few people who actually took me out. Now, here's the whoop, wrong way. Now, here's the sad part. I could do this room. I could do this maze in particular with my eyes closed. I don't remember if there's another ability here. I don't think there is. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna close my eyes. I don't know how else to, like, prove I'm blindfolded right now. Hold on, I need to find something I can actually blindfold myself with. Okay, you know what? Fine, I'm just gonna close my eyes. And my eyes are closed right now. I can't see. Okay, if someone's gonna say something inappropriate in chat, now's the time. But I'm gonna do this entire maze with my eyes closed, because I'm that confident. Okay. Should be about mid there. I think I'm about... There should be another hump here. You go left, down, left, then up. Odds are if I'm stuck against a wall, though, that's going to be the hard part. Because I know that there's one hump right around the second room where I can't quite see anything. I should probably go up now. I hit an enemy, so that's either I'm on the right spot or I just went to a blind room. I think I went the wrong way. I did all that. Yeah, my eyes are open now. Yeah, I did all of that blindfolded. Yeah, okay. I've still got this. I still got this. I never went anywhere, but yeah, just... Now, I've already did my whole bit with Fatty Whale here. Yeah, I've already did my whole bit with Fatty Whale here with, you know, beating him while doing nothing but guarding, so I have nothing to prove here. So this time, I'm just not gonna guard, like, whatsoever. Where is... There he is. That can hit well if it... Oh, I hit the guard button by instinct. So I can't say I didn't beat him without guard, but... Can I... Yeah, let's do the Blender Beam. What's the actual word? I'm gonna check up what the actual word for that attack is. Because, yeah, no. Able to do that completely blindfolded, just because I know that, room too well. Only part of the game I can do that with, by the way. You know, relatively lack of enemies, that's about it. But yeah, that's like most... Whoop. Didn't mean to start the level here, but I think that's mostly everything. Let's see. I'm missing Ice Cutter. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's gonna be everything. Let's leave the level. Oh, there's gotta be a way for me to... Hold on. Where is it? Easy selection during play. Come on, no start and select. Okay, you know what? Yeah, let's do Oculus one more time. Why not? Why not? What's the worst that can happen? I'll just pick Sword up because we can take... You know what? Nah. Let's just wreck shit. Hammer it is. Just because we can. But yeah, I'm gonna do that one. You know what? I'll do that one more time to prove that that was not a fluke. Yeah, to prove that is not a fluke, I'm gonna do that twice. Mostly because I accidentally selected stuff because I wanted to check something up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up what that dash beam is for the beam ability. Because I just want to call it the blender beam, and I know it's not what it's called. Nope. Yeah, hammer to flip also sets things on fire. Don't know why hammer needed 2 puzzle-solving abilities, but it has it. No reason why it should. Yeah, there's a reason why this is considered to be like the best weapon in the game, bar none. Or best ability in the game, bar none. Melts bosses, melts enemies, does the most amount of damage in the game, 2 puzzle-solving abilities in 1. The only hard part is that you have to get from a boss, or from like an ability trophy. That is it. But again, once you have it, like there is no holding you back. Like, yeah, I know like stuff like some like abilities are harder to come by than others. Like Cutter's pretty easy, but it's also, I'd say, a pretty weak ability. But like, I know, Hammer isn't rare enough to like justify... I forgot I can trick these guys into drowning themselves. But yeah, Hammer is like such, like... Again, it's only dropped by bosses. You know, that's like, you know, cook. Like, just to give an idea of that rarity. Okay, so I'm here. Okay. I'm blindfolded in 3, 2, 1. I can't see anything. Let's do this again. So it's up, down, left, down, right. And that's gonna be top left, or top right. Okay, hopefully I'm over the top, like the little room with the 3 hills and an enemy, so I'm gonna go all the way down. Finally right. Let's see if I can leave. Nope. This... God damn it, opened my eyes up. I didn't get to... shit. Okay. Messed that up. Messed that up completely. Let's try that again. Blindfolded now. Okay, so right, down, left, down, right. Keep going right. I'm gonna go up a bit. Let's see if I can go up a little bit more. Because all I have to do is just really go right enough. Okay, up a bit more. Still have hammer. Oh, yeah, no, done. That was blindfolded. So yeah, again, I just want to show off like how many times I would have had to go through that maze just to do that blindfolded. You know what? Fatty Wheel is like the perfect boss to do this on. Once. Ah, crap. I could have probably hit him twice. Wrong side of the screen. Okay, this is going to be hard. So he's probably going to do his... Yep. He's going to do a bounce. I could have done like that multi-hit if I tried. And off-screen wipe. Done. That easy. Now let's wrap this up by hitting up the last level, which is also the first level. There we go. First level it is. Man, Flora, unfortunately, here's the thing. Flora, I think, is like a fun, like, take on a grass level, just because, again, it's all it is. Because all Flora is, really, it's just a seasons level. That's all it is. Like, you rotate through the seasons, you find everything. And, like, you know, for a fun, like, planet thing, it works. Because, again, you're traveling across planets, you're trekking everywhere. Okay, you're seeing a planet that just happens to deal with, you know, its seasons. You know, kind of like how, the Southern Hemisphere has its seasons swapped. You get to do that here as well. And I think it works really well. Wait, we have to go all the way down here for ice. Actually, let's swap back to Beam, because I do want to see what that name is. There we go. And... oh, explanation. Let's see. Beam Machine Gun. Oh, yeah, sorry, Cycle Beam. Cycle Beam, Blender Beam, they kind of work. Fighter. I think as time goes on, I appreciate Fighter a lot more. Even though it's not like a super powerful, I think, ability. But it's fun. And again, depending on how... I also want to point out, doing damage depending on how hard you press the button. Like the original Street Fighter 1, it had a cabinet that had 2 buttons, where that was the gimmick, essentially. Where, you know, depending on how hard your button is, depending on, like, if you get, like, your medium, or light, medium, or strong attacks. You know, it's just a shame the first Street Fighter was, like, not good. Maybe I should do the first Street Fighter. I do have a grudge against Street Fighter 2. Maybe I'll do a grudge match against Street Fighter 2 in the new year. And there's a story that goes along with that. I'm not sure if I'll tell it in full detail, but there's a story there. Okay, let's get... I also love how these flowers are like some of the most deadly enemies in the entire game. Just for how much damage they do. Like, it's nuts. You know, I was about to say, if that frog can't, like, live in the water, I'd be very disappointed. Ow! I wonder if we see that frog enemy again. I can't remember any other Kirby, I can't remember any other Kirby enemies or Kirby games that has that frog in it. I think maybe Squeak Squad, actually, now that I think about it. One more bird. Kick. But yeah, no. I find, like, the hardest part about Fighter, I find, is just doing the, just this kick move. Because you have to be very light with your touch in order to, like, get it to move out. Because if I, like, press it down normally, you just get the projectile kick. Once you get it, it's a strong move, but, I mean... it's also really hard to, like, to get off consistently. Anyway, let's get rid of you. There we go. Slug 1, Slug 2, and keep swapping through the stages till I can get, you know... I think it's winter. Oh, that could be bad. Yeah, winter. So, yeah, we're gonna have to cycle back to spring. Or, sorry, summer. Oh, sorry about that. And we get Cutter. Nobody likes Cutter. Especially not me. I really don't like Cutter. So what are we missing now? So there's Copy. Okay. Plasma, Yo-Yo, Bomb, Sword, Fire, Wing, Cutter, Mirror, Beam, Fighter, Parasol, Stone, Wheel, Jet, Suplex, Hammer, Ninja. Ice! Ice, that's what we're forgetting. Yeah, and Ice is in this level, so... that's gonna be easy. But yeah, I will never... there's some people who really like this ability. I will never get it. I know, like, a basic projectile, like, it's nice and all, but, like, eh. I'd pass. But, yeah, no, like, there... I don't know, I think... I don't get it. I really don't get the love for this ability. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Final Cutter, like, it's the only cool thing this move really has. Which, again, isn't saying much, you know? Anyway, we have to backtrack. I swear, they just gave, Final Cutter to the Cutter ability just so it would have something cool to do. Because this move could have easily gone to, just as easily have gone to Sword. Hold on, backtrack some more. Okay, I have to backtrack to the start of the level. Yes, I think I remember where Ice is. But yeah, they could have given Final... shit. They could have given Final Cutter to Sword or Ninja, and it would have fit. But, like, aside from that, like, what do you do with Cutter as an ability? Like, in games where Kirby abilities are a lot more simple, where, like, only thing Sword can do is, like, do a slash and, like, on the ground in midair. And have, like, you know, melee. Fine. Cutter has, like, its uses. Okay, but a game like this... or, you know, Cutter has so many different, like, or there's so many different, like, moves you can pull off with other abilities. And Cutter just kind of seeks me as, like, kind of being kind of weak against bosses. Decent enough against enemies. Has a cool hat. Not gonna lie, even though it kind of, like, reeks as a, like a gimmicky department store, like, uniform. Like, I could totally see this place being like, I know, Ducky's Convenience, let's say. I could see this being like the gimmicky hat they have to wear. Here's where Ice is. No? Okay, I thought it was here during the summer. Yeah, I can totally see that, you know, working. Like, as a convenience store thing, and not just, you know, a cutter ability. Maybe it's supposed to resemble Sir Kibble's visor? But, like, even then, I don't see it. I don't get it. I don't get the style, I don't get the substance. It's just one of those abilities that I just don't understand. Wait. Oh, here we are. Here's Ice. Yeah, much cooler ability than Cutter. And that's like, if it wasn't for Plasma, like, aside from Plasma's, like, charge gimmick, and just how much Plasma just melts bosses. Yeah, aside for how much, like, Plasma melts bosses and has its charge gimmick, I still think Ice is, like, literally the coolest elemental ability in the game. Which is weird, because Ice Magic, Ice spells, Ice is a power set. Don't get me wrong, Frozone's also cool as hell. But at the same token, like, it never really does much for me. Yep, nope, not getting through that. But just the, you know, freezing abilities, the fact that Kirby skates everywhere, the frozen guard, turning enemies into projectiles without having to be defensive about it. I think it works really well. The dash attack, I think, also works. Aside from fire, you know, kind of just being like a blazing comet through someone, I feel like this works just as well. You know? Like this ability hits, like, enough of the beats of everything else, where I like it a lot. Unlike, you know, Fire, which just has, like, 2, 3 moves, maybe? I don't know. This just flows better. Oh, don't hurt me. So yeah, there's something ironic, I find, about, you know, defeating Wispy Woods with Ice. You know, I'm sorry. Summer's over. It's dead of winter. No more leaves. Oh yeah, I forgot you had that throw. Shame I can't hit Wispy with it. Wonder if I can freeze one of these projectiles. Nope. Now, aside from Ice just, you know, looking cool when you guard, it really doesn't add much defense, as you can see. I still took chip damage from the caterpillars. Whoop. And with that, we are on to... well, almost. We got to... yeah, no, let's take care of Nova right now, actually. Now, there is no way I can do, like, a big, calm, all-consuming voice that is Nova. I will grant you one okay. Well, I want to control Popstar! Okay. Greater than. 3, 2, 1. Blast off. Wow, it worked! The Sun and Move are fighting. Go find Nova! All my plans worked! Popstar is all mine! Yeah, I have no idea how to, like, list the marks. Aside from, you know, Urkel, except more maniacal, but I can't do Urkel. Also, I just want to point out that Kirby was dying in the vacuum of space there. Now, I have no idea what the plot convenience for the Warp Star doing this is, but I don't care. And while they're doing that... oh, no, I can't. Scratch that. I gotta reset something. Chui! We never fought Nova yet. I was hoping I could detour that, but I guess not. But yeah, 88% with Milky Way wishes. Yeah, looks like there's a 64%. How's it only 64%? What am I missing? What am I missing from 64% aside from beating it? Well, this little inconspicuous little star here. Which, again, I have no idea how you can miss, like, how anyone found this. I think this is the one part of the game I had to look up. But yeah, no, this stage, aside from having, you know, my favorite theme, one of my favorite songs in this game, is literally a planet of tax, a planet of thieves and bandits. Which, again, I shouldn't say anything. Maybe their tax exists that just, you know, this is their home planet and they just kind of, you know, live and breathe and do what they do, and they're just fighting off an invader. But no, you have this, and just out of the blue, the pyramid from Kirby Dreamland 3 has, like, the same vibe! How the hell did I mess up my platforming that badly? But yeah, no, this planet is very much like a mystery here. And I kind of do like how well hidden this planet is. Because at the end of this, you get a an ability that just kind of snaps this game's whole thing in half. But I feel like for something that is this small and this hidden, it is so perfect that it has this theme. It really is. So I think I'm gonna have to fly out. And the last ability we're gonna get, and the one I'm going to kick Marx's ass with, is Copy. You know, the ability that, again, snaps this game in half, because it lets you actually copy enemies' abilities without having to discover them. It literally works around and loops around the game's entire gimmick. The fact that they had this hidden and mostly kept Copy as a way to have, you know, another player play as Kirby, or player 2 play as Kirby, developers were smart in realizing that this was, you know, a thing that would snap this mode's gimmick in half. Smart enough to hide it away. Smart enough where, yeah, this is the only star on this entire map screen that looks this distinct. There's no other, like, background star here that's this detailed or this big. Like, the only way you could have stumbled across this would be maybe trying to go to, like, Kavros or Sky High and accidentally hit the button earlier or mashing on the way there. Like, that's the only way I can figure out if, how someone would have discovered that. But yeah, no, the devs were smart to, one, include Copy as an ability for a second player, and two, section it off in this game mode so that it doesn't snap it in half unless you know it's there or discover it for 100%. Anyway, we have found this. And I have to intercept Marx before he attacks the planet. But of course, the original Nova, you get a shmup. Now I remember finding the shmup like one of the hardest parts in the game. I've never been good at the shmups. I wonder if I can, like, destroy everything on screen here. Because again, contacting to anything just wipes out a third of your health. Ow. Ow. Yeah, no, this is not good. Because I'm also trying to destroy everything here, because why not? No, maybe I should try to get a retro arc going. See if I can get retro achievements at some point. Because this is one of those games where I know enough about it to actually... Oh yeah, if you just crash and burn, you get a nice slow-mo death screen. Courtesy of the game. But yeah, I know. For RetroArch, it's like... I like achievements in video games, like as a concept, but I find they're often grindy or do things that are so niche that aren't that are not like, you know, secret hunting. Like there's, you know, fun Easter eggs that are hidden somewhere that players might be able to find. Sure, you know, half the fun is discovering them, but like, you know, it's also ouch. I also like when they're too grindy or way too hidden. And also, can I talk about... Well, there goes one. There goes me murdering everything inside Nova. But yeah, can I talk about hidden achievements on Steam? Like, I'm sorry, I get what they're used for is, like, you know, to hide out spoilers. But, like, I'm sorry, like, when there's hidden achievements that are just, you know, so obtuse that, like, who the hell is going to find them without a guide anyway? Knowing that the achievement is there and having, like, a vague description, I think works a lot better. Yeah, Kirby Super Star Ultra. This goes from looking like a clean sci-fi thing, you know, with Nova's heart here. I've got to destroy the pea mug. It looks like a mug that holds frozen peas. Yeah, it goes from looking like this sterile sci-fi scientific thing to just looking like, you know, an actual, like, living machine you know, like pulsating living organs and hearts. Now, an easy thing that people like to do is skip the first two, because you can see the columns you destroyed in the background. For me, just skipping the first one, I find like dealing with those first and last two pillars are pretty easy. But yeah, there goes Nova, and you know, aside from blowing up Nova's heart, there goes like half of his faceplate. I like how in later Kirby entries, I should really play Planet Robobot. Anyway, last boss of the game. And we're gonna beat him with Copy. This move does scratch damage. And I think it's actually gonna be really hard to hit him, like normally with. I think this is like a fun little twist. Now he is then going to do his teleport. Yeah, I think Mark has, unfortunately, Mark's has like a very predictable pattern. His moves just hit like a truck. Oh no! Yeah, unfortunately, like, Copy's hitbox here. Yeah, this move is literally, like, doesn't really do much for Kirby. It's more utility than anything. Again, utility for your partners! Oh, that's close. Normally, I like to wait along the ground. Yes, if you, like, get a lot of Mark's moves, like, ground-bound, there's, like, not a lot he can do to you. Now he's gonna fly up, do his little rose drop. And then he's gonna go underneath, teleport, and loop up. But yeah, if you stay, like, ground-bound, or not, if you stay ground-bound, there's not a lot of damage Marks can really do to you. Because, again, if you just remember where everything lands, and stay away from, like, the edges of the screen, expecting, yeah, you're gonna do your beam attack. Yeah, there's not a lot you can do. It's easy to fly around, like, half of his attacks. He gives enough, like, heads up that, you know, they're easy to avoid. He's gonna do his cutter. Ow! And I'm expecting him to do his black hole move at this point. No? Ooh. There we go. Normally I like hopping in the black hole just, you know, just to show off what it can do or what's like in there. But at this low health, I don't want to, ow! Jinx it. 2, 3, 4. Okay. So he's either going to get ready to do his beam move. No, you're this low, and his beam again. Yeah, either his arrow move or his beam move. Now he's going to try to teleport back up, and he's going to get a little faster. Now, there we are. Yeah, it's weird. I fought Mark so many times that I have gotten this fight down to a science. Well, not really science. I'm just really... Ooh, I'm getting way too... Oh, no. Yeah, I'm getting way too aggressive. There we are. Okay, one more hit should do it, and that's the same for either of us. There we go. Now you're gonna do your beam move again. Do what you're gonna do. And you know what? I wonder if this is enough to actually kill him with scratch damage. Should I kill him with scratch damage? I am gonna kill Marks with scratch damage. I'm gonna kill Marks with chip damage, and there's not a thing you can do to stop me! Since, yeah, now he's in his final phase. Yeah, he's gonna go do this. And then lastly, it's going to be beam soon after this. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no, he's gonna do this, teleport away, and then, yeah, no, we're beating Mark with chip damage. I've never done this. Let's see if we can do this. Whoa. That's really low. Yeah, it's mostly that, the ice move I'm more concerned about. This one hit will do either of us in. But man, it's gonna be funny. It's just gonna be funny to beat Marks with just guarding. 2, 3, 4. Yep, we're good. Also, like, again, he just drops cacti. Like, his moves are random enough that, you know, this guy fits, like, this sociopathic Joker. Like, really. No? Can I even beat him with chip damage? Like, I know literally one blip of copy is going to be enough. But yeah, no, Marks is like a villain. again, I love his design, even though he kind of literally comes out of nowhere. But, you know, you have to create some sort of big bad for the final. Well, yeah, I have to create some sort of, like, big bad for the final, which I get. Ah, shit. That could have been really bad. But I guess Mark's had the same idea. But again, like, I think everything works well creatively. There we go! Yep! You can beat Fatty Whale with chip damage easily. Marks, if you want. And that shot right there, that was like a small meme for a while, and I love it. I should use that more. There should be more memes of just, you know, Nova getting blown up, you know? And with that, Milky Way Wishes is completed, and Marks is no more. Until he comes back in Superstar Ultra and Star Allies for some reason. And yeah, no, 5 adventures. This probably could have taken place in the same week, really. Okay, Monday, DDD tries to take over the kingdom. Day 2, you know, Dynablade kicks in. Day 3, after Dynablade, Kirby does Gourmet Race to unwind after those 2 adventures. Then goes hiking, Great Cave Offensive. You know, Thursday, Meta Knight kicks off again, then Friday, you know, Great Cave Offensive. But yeah, no, it's always... This is one of my favorite games of all time. This is easily in my top 10. Like, I'm sorry, I play this game so much that, like, it has to... Yeah, wow, voice crack. Yeah. Yeah, no, it absolutely has to be in my top 10 somewhere. Like, whenever you say Kirby game, this is what I think of. The fact that there's CG in this game, I have no idea where they got it from. Again, these, like, little Kirby duels are also fun. Again, as a kid looking at this, I couldn't understand, like, what they were going for. But looking at it now, like, this works. This is nice. This is fun. So, sound composers. So, Jun I'm gonna butcher this. Jun Ishikawa and Dana Miyaku... Wow. Miyakawa... Wow, holy shit. I just butchered those names. Yeah, no. Some of the best Kirby themes, like, in the series. There. Special thanks to Hikura Shuga and Tetsuo Kurija. I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna stop before I butcher this entire credits. But yeah, this is, whenever someone says Kirby game, this is what it is. This is what I think of. This is what they do. This is what it should be. This is the gold standard of it. And yeah, every other game holds a candle to it. And I think if I'm looking at this, like, less nostalgia-y and, like, you know, personal attachment for this game, I think the series itself improved over time. But man, this game did so much, so well, so right, that it knocked it out of the park, and I don't think everything's really topped it out since. The thing is, I probably should really... Oh hey, I didn't know Iwata produced this. What the hell? Yeah, Nintendo executive producers, which again, higher up, thank you, but... Oh, so that's where they got the gold Mario sprite from. Yeah, that's actually smart. Just change the palette and boom, you're done. Yeah, maybe I should play some more of the modern Kirby games. Star Allies. I want to play Planet Robobot, but good luck getting a copy of it these days, because, like, 3DS eShop's down. I don't even know where I'd be able to track down a physical copy of it, really. Let alone capture it. Like, I don't even know how I'd be able to stream that. Maybe I'll try and find a way, maybe. But yeah, the tease that there's more. But yeah, no, like, I try making a habit to play this game, like, every year. It's just, you know, a yearly tradition of mine that I try to do. You know, nothing too out of the ordinary, nothing too crazy. But, like, this game is great. It's one of my favorites, and it's always something I enjoy playing. What else can I say? Like, fuck. But there is more, and there's still 3 things I have to do. And that is the arena. You know, the boss rush. Also, one thing I want to point out, because this is a corkboard, the last game you highlight actually is brought to the front layer. and it actually shows that off. Because Meta Knight's Revenge will be brought to the front. Great Cave Offensive, yeah, and again, it tracks this. Yes, I'm literally putting Great Cave Offensive in the back because I don't like it as much. But yeah, we're gonna do the arena. Challenge level 5. In its toughest battle yet, the Pink Wonder faces his strongest enemies. So, with one exception, that's gonna be circumstantial. I'm gonna be going through the arena, no ability. I always take abilities with it because I think it's fun. But you know what? I have never done the arena without taking an ability up. So for the first time, I'm just gonna try it, see how this goes. No abilities. Man, the arena theme also works really well. A little disappointed on like the like, I know this works for like a Roman Colosseum. I just wish it wasn't a black background. You know, maybe make it look more like a book. But yeah, there are so many good themes here. Like, is this even, like, I don't even remember where else this theme's used. Oh, no, you know what? We gotta use this as Sleep Kirby. I love the fact that they just include the Sleep Kirby thing here. Because, yeah, pick your ability. Any ability you like. Everyone in the game's here to start with. Including Sleep for some reason. I'm not gonna lie, I was half expecting to start with Meta Knight, and I would have gone Fighter. Because I want to crack Meta Knight's smash into with my left fist. Just a left cross, straight down the middle. But no, we're not doing the sword fight. I'm gonna beat you without an ability. And we can just sit here and wait, grab a smoke. Oh, no, he's up. Now, the thing is, Meta Knight is like the hardest fight in this game to do no abilities. Because, like, nearly all of his moves... nearly all of his moves do not leave a projectile. They actually corrected this, nerfed him in Ultra by giving him more projectiles. Or, like, more stars that drop. Yeah, a lot more moves that will drop something. Because right now, the one move I have to wait for is his ranged little cut. But nothing else. So at this point, I am at his mercy. Yeah, nothing here is giving out. There's one more. I think his tornado might drop something. Yeah, it also like it kind of slides back and forth, like keeping that perfect spacing. So yeah, this could probably go two ways. Meta Knight is going to be the run ender for this. Yeah, that's the move I need him to, like, throw it at mid-screen so I can inhale that and reflect it back at him. Oh no, this is it. Nope. Yeah, no. He has one move. Maybe two. Yeah, he has one move. Yeah, one move that I can inhale and reflect back at him. I don't think the developers were really expecting this, but it's very much likely for Meta Knight to knock the sword out of you. Yeah, this fight is literally, can I get Meta Knight to do the one move I want him to? And he actually maintains, like, good pacing here, too. Like, he tracks you insanely easy. Oh, whoa, what the fuck are hitboxes? Zero straight wins. Yeah, Meta Knight is going to be the run ender here. And I'm still gonna try it. Still gonna try this. Oh, shit, okay. I guess we're getting the run back. You know, now that I think about it, I legitimately wonder if Meta Knight, if the ability you start with will RNG and, you know, affect what ability you end with. Nope. So yeah, I need him to stay at least, like, at mid-range, and hopefully throw out one of the moves I need. Or the one move I need. Meta Knight, he, like, any good swordsman, he locks down, like, his distancing and his spacing. Like, there's a reason why Meta Knight is legit a harder fight than DDD. I also love his sprite work in this game. Like, again, they updated his sprites from, like, the Game Boy era and the DS era onward to be pretty, like, consistent. Oh no. But for like this era, this is a really good Meta Knight sprite. I really like the artwork here. And maybe the most I could do is try to like chip him out. But yeah, probably try to beat him with chip damage. Maybe, if I'm lucky. Yeah, no. Meta Knight is going to be the run ender. Oh no, I absorbed it. Because I think the one way I can get a projectile is get sword. You know what? No, I know how I can do this next time. Start with an ability, create a helper, get sword, and that'll give me at least 2 free shots. Now, unfortunately, 2 of his attacks, the Mock Tornado and the other Super Tornado he does, will knock me out of guard. And all his other moves do chip damage. Oh, fuck, I think that was the one I needed. Yeah, Mock Tornado will knock me out of guard. This move also knocks me out of guard. So at this point, it's just getting my, open mouth cleaved in twain. So yeah, Meta Knight without any abilities. Hard as shit. So let's see what happens. I'm probably gonna get a different boss to start with. Okay, good. Fatty Whale. Easy boss to start. Yeah, Meta Knight's gonna be the real run ender. Ow. Shit, I was hoping to save that. I was really hoping to save the fish. Yeah, okay, the good part about Kirby's, like, Exhale, it does a lot of damage. Oh god, I just realized the other, like, hard fight is gonna be Meta Knight and then Computer Virus. Because there are so few opportunities there to even get an ability. Oh, not quite enough, but I can at least finish him off with chip damage. Ow, or not. Now, the one thing about Fatty Whale is, like, after, like, the initial fight, for, like, a background boss, he's okay. But again, there's always missing something. What else do we have? Heavy Lobster, okay. You know what? This is a fairly straightforward fight. He offers, like, enough projectiles that I'm not too worried. Now, unfortunately, since this means, like, no ability, I'm also not going to paint blind him. But at least he has chances to shoot out 2 projectiles. Unfortunately, not having an ability means that you are entirely dependent on the boss to give you the means to, like, fight back. If there's one thing I've actually appreciated with, I actually appreciate Ultra for, in retrospect, of doing no abilities, is that they give you a lot more opportunities here to actually get something. Because, like, Heavy Lobster's jump will generate stars. Half of Meta Knight's moves will generate stars. If you're fighting Heavy Lobster without anything, you're at the mercy of RNG. And in this case, a claw-based flamer. And of course, you can always try your luck at chip damage. But even then, that's not really feasible. Because again, you can still take chip from, like, a bunch of other sources here. Kind of like how the screen tears a bit whenever he jumps. It really sells the fact that Heavy Lobster's heavy. Oh, shit. Yeah, no idea why this fire doesn't do chip damage. At least it knocks me into Heavy Lobster enough that I can actually just hurt him by doing this. Yeah, that's the most amount of damage I've done. Or I've done without a projectile. At least Suplex, okay? Suplex, you have to wait on a projectile. But at the very least, with that, okay, you have at least one move that does free damage. So Heart of Nova, again, pretty straightforward gimmick boss. You know, it's like this boss, aside from, like, being a little underdeveloped, I don't want to say underdeveloped, like, a sudden gameplay shift, you really can't do too much. I know, I really wish that we got, like, one boss fight, or one level, the intro to Heart of Nova, and then the Heart of Nova itself, with the Star Chariot. I don't know if that's what it's actually called, but, like, actually? Nope, it's not even gonna give me that, like, anything to go off of. Don't even know if that's its actual name, but, I know, that's all I really have, really, to go off of. So yeah, between Meta Knight and Computer Virus, those are gonna be the hardest fights in the game. Because again, even Suplex gives you something to work with. Because you have like that downward attack where you can still chip people out. But with other abilities, yeah. Yeah, that's the harder, like, those two are gonna be the hardest fights just because of lack of opportunity. You know how, like, you get a bunch of boss fights where the main boss won't do anything to you? Like, if they didn't do a certain move, they just, kill you? Yeah, Meta Knight is like that, where it's like he knows the one move that you really can't do anything, one move that he knows that you can, like, turn on him, he doesn't throw out much. Like, it's literally only the sense of fair play he has. Giving you a sword, or if you have no ability, that gives you a chance. I don't remember what your name is. It's like Ma something. Ma Clubbering? Whatever the case, she even gives more projectile opportunities, because even then, like, her jumps and her, like, slam moves do damage. Now, I kind of want... Oh, shit. I kind of wonder, like, is it a suit, or is it just an armored carapace? I'm expecting you to run me down. Nope. I do not want to be, I do not want to be Judikide. Nope. Also, I love his, like, this guy's, like, little Rayman body with, like, his floating limbs. Really sells. Ow. Oh, no. No, I'm not losing to fucking mini-bosses. Yeah, no, we're done here. Goodbye, Judo Kid. Oh. Actually, you know what? The opportunity's presented itself. I am punching Meta Knight's mask off. The opportunity has presented itself. Could have been Ninja, but this works better. Because he is within my jab range. He's gonna stick around there and he's gonna get socked in the face. Let's do this. Come on, get your walkout music going. Yeah, how's that feel? Ow. Let's just anti-air out of that. No, you are... Guard. Nope. Oh, shit. I got way too aggressive there. Normally I don't have this much trouble with the arena, but again, Meta Knight is kicking my ass because I just don't want to play by his rules. And I got way too aggressive there. DDD, on the other hand, since this is a remake of the first game, he was designed to give you opportunities. Like, shoot stuff back at him. Still, he is surprisingly resistant to, your own stars. I don't know if that's a holdover, or... Actually, I wonder how they do, like, enemies' health. Like, do certain projectiles, like, from certain sources do certain amounts of damage? Do bosses have resistances? I wonder how they coded that stuff in. Is it all just raw damage numbers, and DDD's just remarkably tanky? I love this tackle move. I love how they brought that back for Brawl. Actually, you know what? Given how, like, Sakurai is, of course, like, the main lead behind DDD and everything, and Smash, I just love how, again, DDD's... Oh, yeah, no. For the rematch, they don't blow him out the arena. They gave him an actual, like, defeat and feint animation. It's fun. But yeah, the fact that DDD's, like, main moveset in Smash is pretty much his boss fight, and it works. Ah, fuck. Sorry, guys. Run's over. We're fucked. I can't do a damn thing to this thing. I'm sorry. There's no, like, winning strategy here, okay? No projectiles. Nothing I can, like, counter back to them. Okay, an untouchable move list. Like, hard-to-dodge patterns. I'm fucked. Like, seriously, look at that. Oh. Okay, well, I love the bit that Waddle Dee's just a boss. But at the same time, that Waddle Doo is actually insanely tanky. So the fastest way to actually take him out is to have no ability. It's actually kind of funny. Clunk. Ow. Now, at the very least, Wham Bam Rock does give you plenty of opportunity to, you know, attack back. No, it's not like this, you know, indomitable force. Like, as soon as, like, he starts dropping rocks, which is pretty often. And again, if you get your timing right, you can actually, like, get two of them at the same time. So you're gonna do your double slam. Unfortunately, for Wham Bam Rock, half of his moves actually don't do damage, and you will do more damage to him with chip damage. Like, the only thing you have to worry about are his grabs. His grabs are like his Gigaton punches on the way out. Everything else, pretty easy to actually, you know, find an opening for. Where else are we? There we go. So yeah, it also does like enough damage. So we're probably at the face of this fight where his stuff is gonna go down and reform. Yep. And I missed my chance. Yeah, he also has like his faster hand drop, where he just kind of slams down like that. Actually, I think Wham Bam Rock's hands might be where, you know, the CG kicked in. Block. And chip damage for the rest of it. Yeah, like I said, guard insanely busted in this game. Like, insanely so. Okay, Dynablade. Not a bad fight. Now, we have 5 maximum tomatoes, and there's 20 bosses, so a full health increase every 5 boss encounters is gonna be good. Plus a full heal next to Meta Knight. And Dynablade also gives plenty of, like, projectile opportunities here. Now that, I think, gives you Fire Kirby. Yeah, Dynablade's actually giving us a lot to work with here. Yeah, that's the thing. Dynablade, I think Dynablade's a better Mode 7 boss than Fatty Whale. Just does a lot of stuff with it. You know what? Yeah, let's not be wasteful. We'll take another one. 15 bosses left. And now we wait. So it's either, at the very least, like half a fat or heavy lobster. I was gonna say fatty lobster. And a fatty lobster would sound like kind of good. Like, you know, some garlic butter. Ah! A bit of garlic butter, you know, slow cooked, maybe nice roll. Yeah, man, a lobster roll actually sounds really good right about now. I wish I get seafood easily in nowhere space. Unfortunately, I kind of caught. That's like, unfortunately, I'm kind of stuck here, but I mean, I'm doing more damage to the lobster by guarding than I am by, you know, getting out of the way. Like, seriously, what is this? You gonna do your thing? Yeah, unfortunately, since I can't blind him with paint, like, unfortunately, lose out on some of the more fun randomized patterns. But again, Heavy Lobster itself, not a hard fight. I also like the little enemy sprite that you have. Watch, another chip damage defeat. Boom. Yeah, the guard is way too powerful in this game. I legitimately think it should have been a parry, if I'm looking back on it. That's a nice tea. Now, oh, it's Gamelio Arm, not Chameleon Arm. Oh, well, close enough. But, yeah, looking back, if it wasn't for, like, some of the bosses, like Fatty Whale in particular, being designed around the, ouch. The guard in particular. Like, yeah, this could have been a parry. Not really lose out on anything, except, you know, some charm of some of the abilities. Where are you? Okay, I'm expecting you to drop down soon. There we go. At least Camellia Arm, like, you know, gives out, like, enough projectiles. We're not, like, really waiting too long for an opening. Assuming you hit, of course. I like how they do the stretch effects of his, like, little feet. It's fun. Wonder how they did it. Like, I wonder how they program the sprites to, you know, stretch it on as long as they do. They just, like, animate... Do they just animate the keyframes? Oh, I got mix. Nice. But unfortunately for Arm here... Ow. Yeah, I'm taking too many hits from this fight. Nope, you're not gonna drop down yet. Ow, shit. I swear to God, if I died to Chameleon Arm, this is gonna be pretty sad. You're gonna go up, do your tongue attack. Come on, give me what I need. There we go. He's orange now. Now he's gonna drop. I also like how he rolls around. I don't know, there's something fun just about, you know, enemies that just roll places. I don't know, I feel like just, it's not what you expect for a chameleon, you know? Now I need him to drop down. There we go. That fight was... Well, that was rough. Took way more too many hits than I would have liked. You know what? I'm gonna take this because Combo Cannon, like, some of his moves are actually hard to hit. I don't get that many opportunities. Especially because I can't really waste time on just destroying the other cannon. Which I just like doing. Like, it isn't even, like, you know, a hard thing to... Ah, fuck! Why did I jump into that? Why did I dash? Yeah, no. Oh, shit. Yeah, that literally wrapped out half my health. That took out 60% of my health. Shit. Okay, Wispy Woods is at least an easy fight. It's an easy win. I'll take an easy win. I will take an exceptionally easy win right now. Hopefully I get more of the, hopefully I get some more of the mini-boss fights. Because those are fairly easy. I swear to God, if I actually died of Wispy Woods. Wispy fucking Woods, the tree that just stands there. I might call stream early. Okay, come on. Yeah, the fact that I got hit there. So much for an easy fight. Okay, this one I can actually do fairly easily as well. Keeping his, like, little focus cannon's gonna be the hard part. Okay, that should reflect upwards. It's literally only 3 hits with this. And hopefully the big gun doesn't fire out yet. Now, I know I said this before. I've always thought the, like, little exposed wire plating and wires leading up to the blue wiring leading up to the, actual, reactor at the base there. I always thought it resembled a grin with a mustache. You know? It's like, yeah. No. That's not gonna hit. Okay, I cannot deal with this many lasers at this point. Oh, shit. Okay, I have to get 2 more hits ASAP. That's gonna reflect inwards. Okay, good. Ooh, where I need precision. Like, I need real precision here. Because one more hit from anything here, and I am toast. Then again, so is he. Good night. I also like how there's 2 bosses in Meta Knight's Revenge, where, yeah, I have to... I like how there's 2 bosses in Meta Knight's Revenge that just have, you know, barrel guns that just do a lot of damage and you still have to destroy. Okay. Give me 2 projectiles out the gate. Yeah, that's how much damage a projectile does to this guy. So yeah, we're playing the waiting game. We're turtling up. Yeah, turtling up, not a good idea. That was through my guard. I literally need, like, range here. I don't think that they were expecting, the designers were expecting anyone to, like, legitimately fight Meta Knight without an ability. Because they give you one out the gate. Maybe they program Meta Knight's attacks to be unable to knock an ability out of you. But at the same time, holy shit. Yeah, I don't think I can do Meta Knight, like, at the tail end of a boss fight. Because, yeah, no, I'm legitimately needing to throw only his one move. Only one move of his actually gives me ammunition to work with here. And he's smart enough to throw it at, like, close enough range where, yeah. Ugh, yeah, smart enough to throw it at a range where I can't use it. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to beat Meta Knight without a win. You know what? Just in case Meta Knight's my first fight again. Just in case he's my first fight. I also love they bring the elevators back for this fight. But no, I need a rematch. I need a rematch where I can punch Meta Knight. Nope. Can't I? You see, Lololo and La. Again, another easy-ish fight to do without an ability. It's just getting out of the way that's the hard part. And when the Gordos pop in. Yeah, seriously, 4 projectiles is more than enough to, like, do them in. Again, I also like the Jade blocks. Maybe I should find a copy of Lololo and La. Or the game where they come from, because all I know them as are Kirby bosses, and that's it. Again, Fatty Whale, another easy fight. Another fairly easy fight to get through. Anything else? Nope. Yeah, the biggest mistake of this entire fight, I've seen someone do the whole arena without an ability once. I remember Meta Knight fight being hard, but holy shit, like, I think I found my new challenge that I'm gonna do on my own time when I play through this game again, just so I can see if I can pull it off, because, like, fuck me, the hard part is just avoiding enough of Meta Knight's moves. Which is hard, because he has the spacing to just outlast, like, to peg you out. He has his footwork down pat. Ow. Yeah, he has his footwork down pat, so good luck. Good luck actually, like, hitting anything with them. And after that, like, there's nothing I can really throw at him except for, again, one move. It was probably a good change for Ultra just to, surprised there's no fish. It's probably a good change for Ultra to actually, you know, have his attacks do more damage, or give you more opportunities, because, like, holy shit, you can still very easily lose out on the fight, or lose your ability. And after that, you're kind of screwed. It kind of is realistic if you try to fight like a trained, like, you know, swordsman or something without a weapon. Ow. Without, like, a weapon or something, like, even the playing field, because, yeah, that's a losing fight. The whale doesn't need to get that fancy. Ow, I am taking a lot of damage from this whale today. Ugh. Let's finish this. Now, who do we have next? Oh, Krakow. Krakow's easy. Like, the Spring Breeze bosses actually give you enough projectiles. Because, again, they don't tell you... Oh, they also use his background from... I think they wrote this background from Sky High. Oh, I missed. Damn it. You know, I've always liked Krakow's design. Just a spiky thundercloud, I think, just kind of works for, like, what he is. And the one eye, you know, like, Cyclopses and Kirby. And I know I'm saying Cyclopses and Kirby, of all things, you know, are associated with electricity, but they really are. Like, Waddle Dees, Waddle Doos. Nah, it ate my projectile. But yeah, Waddle Dees and Waddle Doos, they definitely have, well, like, or Waddle Doos, I should say. The one-eyed things, electricity powers. Krakow, electricity powers. The orbs that normally drop laser, electricity powers. Okay, all that's, like, electricity. Oh no. Excuse me again. Ooh. Anyway, Twin Woods. Hopefully this fight gives me an easier time than Wispy Woods last time. But there's 2 of them, so I'm kind of, you know, not betting on that. At the very least, it's harder to, ow, miss. Like, pick a side and shoot. Anyone else? Okay, so unfortunately, one thing to note. Oh, you can't even, like, inhale them. I forgot about that. Yeah, the caterpillars are completely toxic. Yep, now they do the tree shuffling. I just love how that's a move. Oh! Well, that's embarrassing. You know what? No, I have to mark that. I really do. Let's see. What do we have here? Do I have... Here we are. There we go. Let's see if this is the right thing. Here we are. I think I chose the wrong title color, but you know what? I gotta mark this down. I really do. Oh, this is... I chose the wrong thing. Okay. We're just gonna move that. And we're going to put on the other... Where are we? Oh, I have the right thing. Dang it. I'm gonna put this here. I feel like that's change the color a bit. That clashes a bit. We are going to change that to that contrasts out enough. Gonna change that down a bit. Oh, nope. We can make this look better. We can make this look a lot better. Let's say font size 60. You know what? 55. Because there's one thing I want to add. One last thing, and I need to look something up. What is it? Let's try. Nope, they don't allow... Oh, no, there we are. There we are. Perfect. We're going to make that. Yeah, we're going to make that about font... Yeah, font size 50. There we are. Just to mark my mistake here. Just to mark my mistake. Because there is no way I get to recover from that. Like, at all. At all. That's going to be there for the rest of the stream. Ouch. I'm actually really disappointed in that. Okay. Do this again. Gonna start with fighter just in case it's Meta Knight for the first fight again. Okay, let's do this. 1, 2. Nope. Okay, Joe. No. I can't select. I can't press select and get rid of you. So, yeah. At the very least, I think Chef, was it Kurosawa? Not Kurosawa. I can't remember Kowalski? I can never remember the chef's name. But yeah, unfortunately, not that hard of a fight. Like, these mini-boss fights are probably some of the easiest in the game. And at the same time, you're fighting, I think, literally all the mini-bosses. Because after this, I think it's just Bugsy. But I kind of noticed, like, they try to keep... I don't know, I'm gonna say they keep all the powerful abilities, like, left to the mini-bosses. Ah! Shit! Yeah, he got a good shoot on me. Okay. There we go. I'm not sure how I feel compared to, like, Bugsy's old sprite compared to his new sprite in Ultra. I know, I think they're pretty close to being, in terms of, like, taste for how well they're done. But yeah, I do appreciate how, like, some of the harder or stronger, like, abilities in this game are, like, tied to mini-bosses. For the most part. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. You know what? Let's see if I can... Let's ping-pong this. Wait, I can ping-pong it this way. What am I thinking? Why do I need, like, these crazy super reflex? Let's just do something similar, or simple. Let's keep it nice and simple. Now, I know that there's a chunk of you. Yeah, I can just sit on you right here. Now, unfortunately... yeah, you're gonna undershoot, actually. Oh, no, never mind! Ow. Oh, we're good. Yeah, I've always felt like this move is the hardest, because I normally, again, take out the gun, and I have, like, a safe space to land on. You went way too low. I always liked how that cannon underneath actually fired out. I know, I like how the other barrel just kind of really sells, like, the little dual wave thing. It's fun. Chameleon Arm. A bit of a grind, but doable enough. I also like how we're taken back directly to his boss fight room every single time. I wonder why. I think, you know what? I think I know why. In this game, I think his palette swap ability... I should not have jumped into that. His palette swap ability, or his invisibility, is tied directly to the textures, to the tile set, I should say, of this room. Like, that's my working theory as to why you always go back here. Same thing with Wham Bam Rock. In this game, they were limited by their hardware. They were limited by their hardware. Oh, no. And so, doing so, they couldn't really have these guys with their background gimmicks on another battle, like on another field. Same thing with Fatty Whale. Like his stage, like his fights are all stuck on the same stage too. Ooh, that can be bad. Okay, I need you to jump up, and I cannot take another hit. Shit! I have no idea where he landed. So do your thing. Jump up. Nope. It's gonna roll, then jump up. Okay, we got this. And he's in... Oh! No, 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 no. That could have been bad. I'm so glad his arms don't do chip damage. Okay, don't get too close. Okay, he is literally at chip damage away. Yeah, this... I can't believe Chameleon Arm is a tense fight now. There. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? This is the hardest, like, the arena has been to me in a long time. There. So low HP. So low HP. That could have been bad. Anyway, let's not lose to Wispy Woods. Let's really not lose to Wispy Woods. Again. Now, yes, it was Twin Woods. Technically a little harder, but I mean... You know how they say, like, 0 divided by 0 is still 0? Like, I'm sorry, Wispy Woods plus Wispy Woods is still Wispy Woods. It's still pretty bad. Ugh. Gotta shake it off. Shake it off. It's another easy fight. Let's do this. Yeah, I think a lot of their, like, these background bosses, I think a lot of their, like, transitionary effects here are all tied to the tile set of their boss stage. It's like Fatty Whale can't do all his flips and tricks without, you know, this particular stage. I do like, again, I do like the stage design, though. Like, the light reflecting off the water, the rickety old dock. It really does feel like you're fighting, like, a cave-dwelling... It really does feel like you're fighting, like, a cave-dwelling animal in his own turf, and you're just, you know, kind of intruding on it. Crunk. But yeah, no, it's clear the developers had a lot of fun. Could have been better, but at least it didn't take a hit. It's clear the developers had a lot of fun with, like, a fatty whale. Because, again, like, all the little effects you get to add, like the water kind of splashing against the screen, you know, everything else that's kind of, like, available to, like, the devs, they try to throw on. Even if his boss fight kind of just amounts to, you know, just kind of crashing into you. And also, just another side, like, fun thing. He tries to actively destroy the bridge that you're fighting on. Like, sure, it's just, you know, it's getting chipped apart. But again, it's a fun detail. Like, every single time moves in, that isn't like this move where, again, you have another 3D effect. Ow. Yeah, I like every other time where you have a 3D effect. Like, the viewer gets splashed, it's fun. Which way are you coming from? No more fatty whale. Good night. Good night into the drink. Yeah, the only other, like, hard boss I could think of would probably be Marks. Aside from, you know, computer virus, because we haven't encountered it once yet. I don't even know where I get the abilities from, aside from... Okay. Which would be the hard one? Which would generally be the hardest one? Because the dragon has his claw moves and his wing moves. The knight has throwing knives. I don't think I can even get a star out. The witch probably has their ice spell. Or at the very least... At the very least, an ability could come along, and I could use that. Use the ability as a means, like, to get a projectile. Yeah, that's probably what I'll have to do. Because, like, a good rule of thumb is that if you can grab with, you know what? It's not fighter. It is not fighter. But it's close enough. Hey, buddy. Hey, what are you looking at? Hey. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you looking at? I'm gonna fight you without the sword. And suplex again. I have nothing to suplex him with. But at least I have a move. At least I can, you know, use some offensive attacks here. Even if the only thing I have is just a shitty jump. He's gonna loop around. He's just standing there, menacingly. Jarrett, nice to see you. Currently going through, finishing up Kirby Super Star. And I kind of made a little challenge to myself where I've got to try to beat most of the arena with no copy ability. Unfortunately, Meta Knight's like the one person who is currently kicking my ass so hard. Like, the only other, like, exception to this I'd want to make would be using... Whoa! Ow! Would be using, Fighter. Okay, I need to focus a bit. Because I know there's something fun. Oh, shit! Wow. Meta Knight is continuously kicking my ass tonight. Wow, okay, I need to lock in. Yeah, no, like, normally I could, like, crash through this. No problem, but Meta Knight has just been a stumbling block this entire time. But no, my entire thing would be beat him as fighter because, like, I know, I like the idea. I really like the idea of just punching his mask into. I really do. But just it hasn't done it hasn't really, like, panned out that way. But yeah, no, it's been a fun challenge, just using, like, no copy abilities. Because, again, my favorite part about this game, like, for a Kirby game, is that it introduced, like, all the fun movesets you can use with every, with all of Kirby's stuff, right? Like, jumps, or not jumps, like, all the other, like, moveset stuff, like, aside from just, you know, fire breathing fire, you can light yourself on fire, careen into, like, you know, just a ball of pure hot, you know, buzzsawing. You know, just a burning meteor. I like what they did with the abilities in this game so much. So running through most of this game with using no abilities, and especially most of the bosses, it's a fun challenge. Like, for now, I am actually, like, getting a little, like, Gamelio Arm, a boss fight I never really, like, consider all that much, or, like, consider like a threat, take all that seriously. I've actually been having like close. No, I was hoping Nyx would actually have a little description, but no, it doesn't. Oh. But it's actually a boss fight I'm like taking legitimately seriously. Because again, I keep messing up. And my opportunities to actually go on the offensive are so limited. And I get way too aggressive. I really get way too aggressive. I also think I'm like dipping my feet way too deeply into like doing normal attacks. Because again, you can normally just do enough damage to like get over it. Leading to, you know, again, Wispy Woods kicking the shit out of me. Don't ask how that happened. Yeah, no, I got this. I've done this before. It's just, you know, it's doing this with like one hand tied behind my back, you know? Like I'm and you're left-handed, or it's my dominant hand. So I can do this. It's just an interesting... Yes! Okay. You know what? Third time's the charm. I want the run back. And I just want to send a cross right down the smug prick's face. We're doing it. I've made weight. Got top my game. And unfortunately, Meta Knight's invincible while he's doing this. So I guess, you know what? If you're going to offer your opponent the ability to fight you on a fair playing field, I think being invincible while you're doing it, I think that's a fair trade-off. Okay, so let's actually focus on the defense here. He can pretty much be good at Vulcan jab range, and I can do enough damage there. So he's going to be just fine. Oh, too close. Ah. That really didn't do a lot of... Like, Meta Knight's other, like, moves are a lot more damaging. Ow. You know what? No. Finally. Cross down the middle, break his mask. Let's get out of here. Anyway, let's get rid of you. And now go back to the rest of the challenge. But there's one other fight in the arena right now that I genuinely do not know how I'm going to deal with it without an ability, and that is the computer virus boss. Who, if you don't know, it really does turn the game into like a turn-based RPG. And the opportunities for like other attacks are really limited. No, this is actually a really easy Wispy Woods run through. Holy shit. Okay, yeah, that went remarkably easier. Again, Fatty Whale. Unfortunately, like, the one part with having no ability is that you're stuck on the boss's pace. I've said it before, but yeah, Fatty Whale's like the worst for it. Or one of the worst. He's just a very slow boss as it is. But at the same time, he's a slow boss. He doesn't, like, really add, I'd say, a whole lot. Like, every time I play through Superstar, I always make it like, what's the word? Tradition to beat this guy using nothing but chip damage in place of a BRB. Which is basically how I think, I don't know, easy the boss, like this guy is in particular. But when you're trying to be a bit more proactive, it's that weird bit of, slow, where I literally can't just, you know, guard out, go doing something else, or put a timer or make a bit out of it. Instead have to, like, kind of work my way around this fight. But no, the fact is, the fact I can get away with doing that and also do a lot more stuff with it, it's still fun. It's still a great fight. Nope. There we go. Nice and clear. So, what do we have next? Twin Woods, okay. So, a little harder than Wispy Woods, but I'm not at cripplingly low health, so I should be good. But no, if there's one thing I do like about doing this boss fight without any abilities is that I can finally show off like the rest of the boss's moves. What do you call a Kirby that eats only bread? I know. What do you call a Kirby that eats only bread? How you doing, Jesse? Oh. Ow, ow, ow. You gonna do another one of these shakes? Whoop. Ow! Okay, got blended by his nose. Nice shuffle. It's been so long since I've got to this portion of the fight. Kirby. Boo. It's been so long since I got to a portion of this fight. Oh. Oh, that was close. Oh, that was too close. That was way too close. That was way too close. I thought I actually got a double KO there. But yeah, that is an amazingly awful pun, Kirby. You gonna, whoop, nope. You gonna do that again? Yeah, at least, like I said, at least the chef here is, like, pretty easy to get... Or, sorry, these mid-bosses are pretty easy to get through. You gonna flatten me? Nope. Ooh. Yeah, like I said, there's a... I hate the fact that there's only so much I can say about the boss fights. Like, I don't know, Okay, let's focus on one thing. Bonkers is always supposed to be a monkey. I still think he looks like a dude. Just a dude. And I wonder if, I wonder if Star Allies, I don't know why, like, that isn't, like, a major Kirby game lately. Like, what's what we're looking for here? Can I... No, he's gonna charge at me so I can't chip him out. Yeah, Stone Kirby's would be great against this fight. Oh, shit. Actually, this is a great matchup against Stone Kirby because, yeah, you can't guard out of a command grab. Just, it doesn't work. Anyway, let's stop getting so stupidly aggressive here and actually start focusing and, you know, actually go around everything. If I can get through these next two fights, then yeah, I'm gonna get maximum tomato. Now, this is gonna be pretty straightforward. Wham Bam Rock is pretty predictable. I like the rock ability. What is it with rocks and predictability, you know? Is it just because, you know, they're sturdy, they don't do much? Is that why they're so coded to being just, you know, the stolid, sturdy, predictable, boring guys? I'd love to see, like, a character who has, like, stone-themed, like, superpowers or rock-themed superpowers. Oh, no. And just have them be absolutely batshit insane. You know, just not the stereotype you think of when you think of, like, you know, stone powers, because it's always old, wise, reliable, you know, solid, stubborn, you know, really embodying, you know, everything a rock is. I'd love to see, like, a rock power guy just be the absolute flakiest, skittish, paranoid, you know, just completely neurotic, moving, like, person on the planet, you know? Ugh. I think it'd be a fun switch up. So anyway, you are now doing your reform move. Ow. Probably missed my opportunity to get a projectile there. Oh shit, get a projectile there. So you've done your 3 slams. They're probably gonna try. No, you're not gonna grab me. Yeah, I can tell it's been a while since I had to like slowly grind away with these bosses because I'm getting to parts of their patterns I haven't seen in ages. Okay, next attempt. Let's do this. Can I probably one-cycle Nova's heart without getting hit? Yes. Do I want to risk it this run? No. But no, I'm going to say this. I do like the Heart of Nova's theme. I really do like this theme. I know, it kind of hits like that, you know, massive cybernetic, you know, deity thing that you're just, you know, you're just struggling to be a part of. I know, there's something like nice and clean and robotic about it. Yeah, no, this boss is insanely cool. I love it. When I played Kirby Super Star Ultra last year, one thing I noticed that's a stark difference is that Nova's heart goes from being like this really clean, slick design boss to being like actual, like, you know, more like biohazardy, biomechanical. Like, it looks like mechanical organs more than anything else. Like, very, very different vibe to the stark cleanliness that you see in that old boss fight. A lot of mechanical bosses let's run around. I wonder if we're going to get... what is it? Computer virus after this. We're going to the theme of, like, mechanical bosses, like, back-to-back. It is sick. I'm not gonna lie, I prefer the original game's, like, take on it. Because, yeah, Nova is, like, a mechanical eldritch being when you get down to it. But, I don't know, I think there's something I think there's something a lot, what's the word for here? Not cleaner. I think there's something like more awe-inspiring about Nova being like this gigantic ancient machine, and I think the cleaner vibe kind of sells that. You know what? No, I would put money on Kirby taking down Skynet. Like, I'm gonna say this, I rag on power scalers a lot. Not a lot. Just, I don't know, I find like it's gotten to the point where it's kind of like, I know, kind of ridiculous, where you start like tearing everything up. Because, like, again, power and narrative and all that sort of stuff, it's all based on, you know, whether or not it matters narratively, right? But with that being said, Kirby would totally wreck Skynet. Okay, this guy on an afternoon took out an entire, like, took down a single aerial aircraft carrier, essentially. You know, the Hailbird. And just tore his way through the entire crew like nothing. I guarantee you Kirby would just blitz through Skynet because they stole his cake or something. Surprised I get nailed with an explosion there, but I will take it. I will take that. But yeah, no, like, Kirby's always been deceptively powerful. And I said before, I'll say it again, I always, for the longest time, thought Mr. Frosty here was a dog and not a seal. Just took me ages to see it. But no, I like Nova's design change, like, from this game to the sequel. I think the sprite work between the two, because every time you see a remake, it's always like, oh, did the art direction change? How much? Do you prefer the changes they've done? You know, you get into those type of discussions. And I think the sprite work, they both work. Like, you have the larger sprites that are, you know, needed because, you know, Ultra's on a handheld device. You can't really, like, get a good view of the screen. So everything has to be a little bigger. So I think everything translates really well. And the fact that, you know, the devs weren't really limited to, you know, SES hardware. I think the DS is actually more powerful than the, it's actually more powerful by the SNES by quite a lot. Like, you got Mario 64 to run on it. So, with that being said, like, I think it's a fairly comparable thing. Fairly easy to do. Yeah, it's a fairly comparable and fairly easy, I want to say, like, it's more advanced. It's easier to, like, hop out, even though they can get pretty similar looks. So when it comes to, like, you know, redesigning, like, your backgrounds and everything, I feel like both games, like, really hit the nail on the head. Like, very, slightly different interpretations of, like, some things, but it all works. Like, the Hailbird still feels like a battleship. Nova's heart still feels like this large, over-the-top, very unique, you know, godly thing. You know, I've already done the bit once. We're just gonna do it again. We're just gonna clear this out, make it easy. They even empty the health bar. Okay, combo cannon. So the only hard part about, yeah, is accidentally, like, running into the cannon, like, the lower cannon itself, because, yeah, that hits like a truck. I'm not even gonna, you know, I'm not even gonna slide out. You know, I remember first playing this game and ducking under the combo cannon and realizing that it just has sections where it'll just raise you up in towards it like that. Like that, like, for first-time players, Jared, thank you for the follow. But yeah, no, for first-time players, it's very fun just to see how that trips people up. It really is. Like, for me, I remember freaking out a bit. Just, not, like, angry, just like, oh, what the hell? And it's fun. It's a fun bit of boss design. I think it's really neat. Yeah, exactly. It's just, no, let me go. Pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Because, yeah, that cannon hits like a truck. Like an actual truck. It's insane. And that's not even getting to the hand that just exists to also screw you over. At least that one's obvious about it. Okay, you see a giant gloved hand trying to grab you. Okay, that makes sense. Go around it. Slide underneath it. And when you get caught, it's like, no, let me go. Stop, no. Just a little platform just to lightly nudge you. Like, it's hilariously insidious. Insidious. Really mispronouncing my words tonight. Wait, you gonna drop another thing? It really is. Like, I don't think there's any boss in this game that actually has, like, a gotcha move that I think works quite to the same extent. Oh no, at least we're in the final stretch. I think we have mostly easy bosses. Because I don't think, aside from, again, we haven't seen Computer Virus yet. The one boss we have not encountered this entire roundup. There he is. I'm actually going to top off. Because I think what my strategy here is really going to be is just guarding, waiting on... Yeah, this boss is insanely good. But yeah, the fun part is that with this boss, you can actually, like, lab out... I need you. Is you can actually, like, lab out damage numbers with this. Nope, nope, don't attack. Yeah, this is gonna be my strategy here. Now, if there's one thing I'm gonna say I wish this boss kind of did... If there's one thing I wish this boss kind of did... For the arena fight... Yeah, good luck, like, absorbing that without getting hit. So yeah, this is really going to be just a war of attrition. Because again, Great Cave Offensive, you fight Slime, Mummy, then you top out with the Magician. Okay, afterwards, you fight the Magician, the Knight. You fight the Magician, the Knight. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I'm gonna have to get the fire ability back just so I can bleed on the defensive. Nope, retreat. Nope, nope, ah, damn it. Okay, yeah, so just juggling my partner is going to be a pain. I wish that for the arena, we actually got, I wish for the arena, we got, what's the word I'm looking for here? You gotta fight the entire boss, like, back-to-back, all 5. I think it'd be a fun way, like, to wrap it up and just, you know, demonstrate, like, both parts of the boss fight. But at the same token, it would also make the fight kind of drag on a bit. You know what? This is the perfect defense here. Come on. Ah. Yeah, juggling my partner is the hard part here. Yeah, 107. That is, I think, the most I could do with a... Oh, nice. One of the few moves I could actually inhale. Because the Witch is that hardest part. That Witch I don't think gives anything really usable. Yeah, the AI can be stupid at times. It's not even the fact that I think the fact... Holy fuck, pronounce your shit. It's not even the fact that I think the AI can be stupid. It's just, I don't think this game actually has the, I can't, like, select and just drop my, ability. Like, that's in the, sequel. But I can't just select and just, you know, drop my ability without making a partner. I have to make my partner. And that's the hard part. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here, watch the dragon do its thing. Yeah, unfortunately... Oh, finally, an attack I can absorb. Oh, shit. So, yeah, 3 damage. I honestly don't think his face is, like, that smug. I think, like, for, like, a dragon... For a dragon, I think, like, that's actually one of the... It's a good design. Ow. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm good here. Ow. Are you kidding? My ability absorbed my projectile. Damn it! I could have doubled up on that. Oh well. I'm just glad the dragon here gives me a lot. I mean, a lot of stuff to work with in terms of, like, attacks. Because yeah, if you want, like, no ability of this guy, I know if this is technically cheating or not, but it gets, like, a lot harder. Probably could have... If I knew he was, like, going to, like, go away with that, I could probably have gotten away with, like, getting rid of my partner at the other, like, on the other side of the screen and not getting hit. But, again, I can't predict the future. But no, the fact that it took me, when I first fought this boss, it took me so long to get the gimmick. And now that I, like, get it a lot more, also the fact that, again, the text is in the foreground, everything's in the background, it's just fun. I love messing with HUDs. Okay, I'm taking a bunch of damage on this that I don't need to. Ooh. Yeah, I need to play a lot more defensively. It's been a recurring theme for this run, if I'm being honest. Be more defensive, be more defensive, be more defensive. Yeah, okay, so this fight was easier than... You know what? I'm risking it. I'm risking Dynablade, healing up on Dynablade, because if I take no damage, I'm in the clear. And Dynablade gives me a lot of opportunities here to actually, you know, attack him. Attack her. Dynablade is a mother, and Dynablade is a single mother. We do not need to demean her. Yeah, unfortunately, as much as I think a much more cooler boss, and how much more shit she does compared to Fatty Whale, it's a shame she's a much easier boss. Oh shit. Bird MILF? I'm not gonna think about that. I'm gonna leave that to I'm gonna leave that to the fan artists. Okay, it's a good thing I took Max Tomato there. Oh no, I know you're joking. I know you're joking. I'm gonna leave that to the fan artists, though. Okay, Marks. Okay, it's been a while since I've seen his last 2 times I've ever played. Don't even want to imagine the fan art. I'm sure there's tasteful. I'm sure there is tasteful stuff out there. Yeah, this is the first time I've seen Marx's like face, like in this, because last like 3 times I think I played through this game, it was just the remake. I get the feeling that this could work. That could work as an emote. I don't know what the reaction would be, but it could be something. So the sad part is now, Marks. I think there's only like 2 moves of his I can actually absorb, and this is one of them. Oh, he does not do launch damage. Surprise, bewildered. Those work. Yeah, that both works, actually. Okay, so I can't absorb those. So at this point, I am literally just waiting on... At this point, I'm just literally waiting on more cutter loops. Which in the last half of the fight, that's going to be harder. You're going to now do your ice move. Nope. Oh, yeah, no. Marks is, like, legit one of my favorite bosses in the series. And you have no idea how glad I am, that he's back in both, that he was back in Star Allies as a playable character. And is he playable in the new Kirby game? And the new Air Riders? Because if... Ooh, no, damn it! Shit! Yeah, if he's playable in the new Air Riders, like... Oh, man, they're... I hate to say... I don't know. Why am I saying I hate to say it? But, like... 2 of my favorite Kirby characters. Okay? Of, like, my top 3... Like, one of them's Marks and the other one's Gooey. Unfortunately, like... There's not so many appearances with them. So I'm so glad that they're both returning. Can I inhale... Oh, I can! Oh, and this gives me ice. Oh, that's good to know. No. I know what you're gonna do. Yeah, no, just Marks has so many great expressions in this game. It is amazing. Okay, this is at least... Yeah, it's a sad going no ability that Marks, the end game boss, is easier than both Meta Knight and the computer virus. They normally do. Like, Kirby Final bosses tend to either be, like, the most surprisingly, like, E-rated creepy. Oh, no. Woo! A little too close. Like, it's either the most, like, the best E-rated creepy you can possibly get, or, like, adorably badass. Like, I don't think they miss. Between Marks and, like, O2, I really don't think that they really missed out on any design. So you're probably on your second stage at this point. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yep, all 4. So he hasn't done his crazy teleportation yet, so he's still on his first phase. Now give me the cutter. Nope, okay, I think he might be on the second. But yeah, everything about Marks goes hard. And like, Marks' soul itself actually bridges that gap of, like, you know, being E-rated creepy again. Like, I don't like clowns. Okay, I've played a lot of games that have clowns in it. Do not like them. Okay, but, like, Marks is, like, the one exception. Oh, whoa. Whew. Marks is, like, the one exception to the rule here. Okay, since I don't want to actually take a full tackle and... Oh, ooh, that could be bad. Because that arrow move, that actually does a deceptively a lot of damage. Like, even if you guard it. Like, even if you guard it, it still hurts like a son of a bitch. I think you're gonna... Oh! Okay, down to the wire. Focusing, locking in, because I do not want to do ability list fucking Meta Knight again! Okay. Come where I can hit you. Please come where I can hit you. Please come where I can hit you. Yes! Knocked out. There we go. 21 minutes, 26 seconds, 10 milliseconds. Ability list with the exception of Meta Knight. Excuse me one sec. I have to kick Meta Knight's ass thoroughly. And since we just unlocked everything, we now get the sound test. But there's still 2 things left in this game I really have to show off. Holy shit, where's that emote from? That's it. That is a kick-ass emote, my guy. I like that. That's fun. Yeah, no, you know what? You know what? I have the urge. I have the urge to actually... Yeah, I have to do this. I have to fight Meta Knight again. I need to regain something here. Yeah, I don't know. Call me spiteful. Call me spiteful. But you know what? I'm taking my favorite ability. Which is funny. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Of all, like, the, like, kick-ass moves you can do. Okay. With, you know, sword, ninja, fighter. Stone is still my favorite ability of everything. Which I find, like, really, I know, the irony's not lost on me. Yeah, aside from, okay, let's get going. Yeah, aside from, like, the irony of Meta Knight just giving you a fair fight, I like the fact that you just can choose not to. Like, unlike the first game, I think Kirby's Adventure, where, you know, you have to. Like, you are forced to fight the guy. In this, like, he's facing the pressure of the clock. Like, he's facing, at this point, 200 fake seconds. Or 2,000 fake seconds, I should say, of Kirby. Okay, so he cannot afford, like, you know, to give you the time of day always. So he's, like, it's, like, fine, you know, he's under pressure. Whoa. Nope. Okay, I have to really hurry. And unfortunately, Stone is, you know, Rock, you know, really known for its speed. I can think of maybe... Oh, no. Okay, taking the hit. Taking the hit. I don't have time for this. And no more. Okay, I don't even think I'm gonna have the time to actually get to him. Unless the timer restarts as boss fight, I am seriously running the clock here. Oh, I am running the clock here. Oh, shit. I don't know if it'll even give me enough time. Okay, I know I was running the clock last time I faced off against MK here, but, yeah, you really want to waste this much time, dude? I think, like, once again, I think once it gets to the final 99 seconds, it slows down. But, yeah, no, yeah, you're wasting all this time with your cutscene, my guy. Let's just get to the fight. Okay, nope. One more, 2 more. Yeah, we can make this work. And 1 more stone for the road. Yeah, jump into that. Goodbye. 121 seconds left to spare. Let's go. All I need to get done, just need to get that off my chest. Before I wrap up the last 2 things... Yeah, last 2 things I really have to do with this game. Because there's one more thing I do like showing off. I kind of like how, like, a lot of Kirby games have, like, a bunch of, like, little sub-games they always include. Even though, like, they're not really, what's the word? Even though, like, they're not really, like, touched upon or not really needed, I do like the fact that they're still there. And even with the remake for Ultra, I do like how they included new ones and brought back the old ones as bonuses. Like, they both work really well. But yeah, no, just one more quick, quick bullshit Meta Knight fight, because, yeah, I'm petty like that sometimes. I think we can be like that sometimes. Anyway, we already saw the credits there, so need to get that off my chest. And now, we're gonna do 1 Samurai Kirby. I can never ever really get far on this game. I really can't, especially on expert. I do not have the reflexes like I used to. So I'm gonna try. But like, I know for what'll do here, I need like a 13 millisecond reaction time, and I do not have that. Okay, 14 millisecond. Yeah, for Meta Knight here, since, surprise, he's the last boss here, you have to do like 10. I can't do that. Yeah, 14. This is like, my controller's on my lap, kind of like what Kirby's holding right now. I'm focused. And I'm going as fast as I can on this. Eventually, I am going to choke. Like, I am legit just trying. I'm trying to be faster on this. Ooh. Yeah, 13's the speed I need to beat. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to beat out a Kuwasawa here. I can never get his name right. Yeah, 12. I can't do that. I cannot do a 12 on that. Like, kudos to those who can. I'm just not one of them. Also, like, again, we get these little defeat icons. So let's go back down to Novice, just so I can actually, you know, get through the end here. It's the one, like, game mode I cannot complete. Like, at all. Now, if anyone, like, either reads... I want to say that's on Kowalski, sure, if that's Katakanji. Oh, wow, it's slower, really slow on that. I think that's Katakanji. I wonder what that symbol means. Yeah, that's about as fast as I can go, 13. I don't think I could ever get, like, a sub 10. Yeah, okay, so I have to beat 13 on DDD here. Also like how, again, like, everyone has, like, their themed sword. I really do like how, one, Kirby brings up his own, like, counter to it. I really like how Kirby brings up his own counter to the other samurai's weapons. And just DDD brings out his hammer. Just goes to club you. Yeah, too slow. Wait a minute, I just realized, isn't that the hammer they used to make mochi with? Like, it's not like an actual, his regular mallet. Huh. Wait, let's see if I can do this one more time on Novice. See if I can get to the end game here at least. I wonder if, like, you know, a sweat beat kicks out if I have, like, a different, like, Kirby has, like, different emotes depending on how close or you were cutting it to. I also love the fact that Wheelie just runs you over. Like, it's fitting, really. Ooh, way too slow on that. I also wonder how he fits an entire cream pie inside of his sheath. Nope. Nope, I am not beating out DDD. Last opponent's Meta Knight, who just straight up brings a sword, so... that's kind of fitting. Meanwhile, Megaton Punch. This one, once about reaction time, this is just about timing in general. I could probably get this done in one attempt. Also, if you like seeing the cameos that King DDD had in his stage, you get this again. So this fills up on a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, a little soon there. Not the best. I'll still beat out Waddle Dee, but I need to definitely shape up for the later rounds. Now, I get the feeling that the skill they're using here is meters. I think this cracks out to a max of, like, 200. So this just kind of sells, like, how small Popstar really is. Okay, fully charged here. Fully charged there. Tunk. A little late there. So you have to get pretty much perfect timing on these next 3 ones. Yeah, 194 meters. I wonder how fast the 100-meter dash is on average. So yeah, that focus is going to be the hard part that kills me. So, max. Max. Dunk. A little off, but still more than enough to clear the record here. And with that, yeah, no, nice clear. That's Megaton Punch. You can definitely see where my strengths and weaknesses with this game lie. Also, this is just a fun effect. Do we have anything I can like play to round things off with? It's not playing. Weird. No, that's how I leave. I know I can probably get this going. There we are. Man, I miss it when games actually had sound tests. Like, just for ripping sounds. Like, if you're ever doing, like, any editing or, like, any artistic stuff, you just get your capture device, you set it up, you want to, let's say, capture, I don't know, let's see if we can get Midnight's Revenge. That's Dynablade. Map screen. That's the hidden, boss. Ending. Great Cave Offensive is probably all the way through here. Okay, so it's probably 42. Yeah, 43. Yeah, here we are. Boom, 41. You want to hear the song? Look it up. Here you go. You play it. Okay, now that we're here, one thing I didn't get the chance to point out. This song actually does, like, keep some of the same melodies for the Rest Room and Great Cave Offensive, and I always wanted to point that out. But yeah, while we have that, and while we're waiting on that, that is Kirby Super Star, pretty much for the year playthrough. And given by the time, not quite enough to really start anything new. But at the same time, not really. I think I might actually call it early tonight, just because. Yeah, I might actually call it early tonight, just because it's just a little too soon. We're cutting it like a little close, like. I want to start early, want to see how things are going to go out. I'm probably going to end up streaming tomorrow night. And I missed where the queue is. So you know what? With that, I think I'm actually going to go to the stream end screen. So I'm just going to pop over there. So, yeah, no. It's a fun time to replay this. I really do enjoy Kirby Super Star. It's fun. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Easily top 10. I think at some point I will actually make my top 100 list. And just go from there, because like, I have a lot to go through. It's like I've always wanted to sit down and do at some point. But until then, it's mostly just post-boarding, with Kirby Super Star somewhere in my top 10, top 15. It's always fun to replay it. I always find something else I appreciate of it when I go back to play through it. And yeah, it's just a good time. It really is. Oh no, I'm gonna sneeze. So with that, I'm probably going to end up streaming again tomorrow, depending on time, hours, and all that stuff. What I'm going to stream, I might go back to Pokemon, might do something else. I think I may go back to Pokemon. Just, you know, continue to chip through it. And after that, I think that might be it until the new year at least, or at least past the holidays. So, yeah, no, with that, for everyone who popped in, thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate when people pop in, lurk, talk, whatever. Yeah, with that, yeah, no, with that being said, that was good. That was a good night. It's nice to wrap up Kirby Super Star. With that, however, yeah, with that, I'm gonna see if I can rate someone tonight. So with that, why don't we pop in and see who's on. Oh, this is perfect. So, Zelda Girl 799, IRL friend, someone who does a bunch of fun content. They normally do Zelda randomizers, but tonight they are going to be 100%ing Donkey Kong Country, another like huge favorite of mine, another top 10. It's gonna be a good time, so I will send you their way. and see how and see if that kicks off. But yeah, for those of you who popped in, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, ciao.